Welcome to Goddard, Kansas for the Game Time High School Game of the Week on Your View. Tonight, it's a crosstown rivalry dubbed the Roar on 54 as the Goddard Lions host the Goddard Eisenhower Tigers. Inside our broadcast booth tonight, I'm Scott Hogan alongside Scott Gurney. Scott, week 2 of the season. We got a great rivalry game tonight. And after week 1, what pops to mind? The word transition. Goddard, they're moving this season away from that run-heavy offense a season ago to a spread this season. And for Eisenhower, 7 starters to replace on each side of the football from last year. Yeah, Coach Tommy Beeson for Goddard is going to ask his junior quarterback to get away from the ground and pound and go air show. Going to have to use the keys and the great players around him to put the ball in the end zone and score points for Goddard. For Eisenhower, it's a little bit different story. You got Pappas back as their big running back because you got a new quarterback that's replacing a guy that went D1 last year. So a lot of responsibility, but he's asking him to do it in the framework of the offense, not asking him to be a hero. We'll see how they transition from one quarterback to a new guy with less experience on that front line. There's last season, 9-3, great run in the playoffs for Eisenhower. Goddard, 6-3, knocked off in the first round, and then both lost to very good teams last week, so each looking to take a step forward this week. They really are. A lot of corrections, a lot of things they saw in film last week. They know the mistakes they made. They know self-inflicted wounds got to them. And coming in this week, we take a look at Braden Pappas, his work from last week, 118 yards rushing and 4 total touchdowns. He did have 4 total touchdowns, 2 of them in special teams, running back kicks. Had a third, but it was called back on a holding call. This guy's electric. He's going to be fun to watch. Keep an eye on 24. And then the junior quarterback, Brock Sullivan, there he wants to improve the completion percentage, but when he did complete it, had a big game. Look at that, 9 of 25, 185 yards, 3 tutties, no interceptions. That's key. Another key thing is Brock Sullivan threw 9 of 22 last year in 9 games. He's already eclipsed that. Again, responsibility on his shoulders and that big arm. Should be a great one here this evening. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more of the Game Time High School Game of the Week on Your View.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions, and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Here's an important message from the U.S. Med Diabetes Solution Center. If you have diabetes, you know the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce your pain right away. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. So call us right now to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. U.S. Med. Better service. Better care.
Let's take a look at our keys to victory today.
Well, for the Tigers, it's a line and a sign. Know where you're supposed to be and do what you're supposed to do. Stay focused. Don't let the game get too big. Keep it simple. Block and tackle. For the Lions, special teams is big. Stop Pappas. Maybe the biggest and hardest key to do tonight.
Hayden All will take it from the goal line up the right sideline. What a collision. And then he is pushed out of bounds just outside the 20. Well, Scott, already we're seeing some nice hitting down there on special teams.
How about Elliott Walk, the senior, number 33, going up to make the pop, and he took, I think, a brunt of the punishment there.
Hayden Knoll is one of those several receivers. There's some experience with this receiving group. Let's see how the Eisenhower offense, they'll get 1st and 10. They'll mark it at the 22. Well, I tell you what, a packed stadium tonight. This place is 3/4 full at 6:15. They are jacked about this one tonight. As Brexton Young getting his 2nd start of his young career.
What big shoes to fill. Derek Morgan graduated last year, went to Lehigh, 29 homers, almost 3,000 yards from the quarterback position. For Derek Morgan, he's asked to fill those shoes.
There's that zone run we'll see so much of Braden Pappas, but he had little or no running room. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage as we get another look at it.
Take a look, going off that left side. Going to key off number 71. Keep an eye on big Landon Salazar, number 71. He's the left tackle. They're going to try to go right off of his hip.
Trey Wright ran him down from behind from the defensive line. Officially no gain, 2nd and 10. Don't see a lot of the tight end. Now a little bootleg action. They're going to go deep down the middle of the field. There was some contact. And it's overthrown, incomplete, so the official choosing more incidental as they were looking for Hayden Knoll.
About a 35, 40-yard toss down the field. Pretty impressive. He had the man open, just overthrew him.
So Goddard, Eisenhower, they won the toss, took the football, so they're working into about a 10 to 20 mile an hour wind. And I tell you, the Lions here get a stop, would get great field position. Let's see what you ask Brexton Young to do here on 3rd and 10. He's got trips to his right. Pressure coming right up the middle. He's got a man and just a little high. Almost a one-handed catch from Hayden Knoll, but there you saw the wind get a hold of that one.
It did. He aired that one up. It put a little too much underneath it. But I like the protection that the offensive line is giving him. And again, timing is everything. Got to find those spots, got to hit those kind of passes if you want to move the sticks.
But that Lion defense, a 3 and out, no yards gained, and now Pappas will stay on to punt it away again into a strong wind, and Goddard will send back Eric Olivas. We'll talk about him when the offense takes the field. He had a big game last week. And across the way, it's also Cameron Locke. Actually, they're going to let this one bounce, and it takes a good Goddard hop down at the 46 of the Lions. They're going to get fantastic field position.
And I think they could have had better. I was a little surprised not fielding the punt right there. And they had probably at least maybe 5-10 yards before the first defender was going to come down there. A little surprised.
So we'll get a look at that Goddard offense. Again, the last several years, they've run kind of a double tight, double wing, just power football games. They would have no passes in, and now they're back to kind of the traditional spread. And we'll get a good look here at Brock Sullivan, big quarterback, 6'1", 205.
Yeah, he's a specimen. That's the kind of build you want in your quarterback, and he's big and he's strong.
And that was the kind of last year kind of formation, and straight ahead, putting that big shoulder down and getting across midfield is Brock Sullivan for a nice gain of about 6.
I think another key tonight is going to be that front line. Let's see what they're able to do, because Eisenhower isn't a big squad. They don't have a lot of big beef up front on that defensive line. So we'll see. We'll see how much they do actually go to the throwing game.
Coach Fisher joked a lot about that with us on Tuesday evening, saying we just never have a big team, so we've adjusted to it. And now Olivas. He's tripped up a couple of yards short, and it'll be a 3rd and a couple. Last week, big game for Olivas. And 121 on the ground. There you get a look at him. He's following Dykemper. Boy, and that was a first down, maybe touchdown saving ankle tackle. And now look at this. It's kind of a modified pistol look. Everything locked hard on that left side, and Sullivan straight ahead got the first down. So the much ballyhooed spread offense has run it 3 times for a first down. Down to the Eisenhower 43-yard line.
When you look at Sullivan, I mean, watch him. Immediately knew that was a running play right there. And you got the big hogs up front in Altmaier, Kohler, Strasburg's right there. Streckert as well. Just get behind the big hogs and Go move the chains.
So now you got a double wing on the left side, some unique formations, and now they'll go back, shooting in there, and boy, breaking tackles. And maybe after all that running, Olivas got back to the line of scrimmage. There was fantastic penetration that time by Eisenhower. We'll get a look at it.
And I think it's Gallegos, number 3. I believe he penetrated. Yes, it was. Gallegos had him in the backfield for a loss, just couldn't hold on to him. Olivas showing off that strength right there.
Yeah, he was. Olivas 5'8", 160, but I'll tell you what, he is tough to bring down. So officially got back to the line of scrimmage. Sullivan looking for that little slip screen. Phillips has got it. Defender fell down. And Phillips will have a first down just inside the 30. That's Manuel Phillips.
I like the play call right here. Waited to throw the ball until I think someone got a little comfortable back there moving well. Got hit a couple of times. Okay, I'm in the game. Here we go. Let's go play football. And how about Phillips? Runs after the catch. Got to get that yak.
And how about working his way downfield, the big offensive lineman, Jordan Zeltner, got a big block down there, number 64. And again, after the 3 and out by Eisenhower, punt into the wind, Goddard taking advantage. They're down to the Tiger 27 and back straight ahead. And this time, Olivas chopped down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he may have gained a couple right there, but again, establish the run, pass after that. Set him up, get him spread out. Are they going to go to the play action? We don't know. We haven't seen that yet.
Okay, there's Jackson Reed, number 20, right in your screen. He made a great read on that play, shooting in there. And again, no gain, 2nd and 10. Reed, the senior, at 2:05. Sullivan back in. This has got to be, I think the FAR official is signaling offsides. We'll hear from Nathan Lynn.
Encroachment, offense, lined up in the neutral zone, number 3. Repeat, 2nd down.
Well, Scott, an interesting thing that we talked about with both coaches, there were no offensive penalties last week for either of these squads. They were both extremely happy about how poised both of their teams were, and I think only 4 for Eisenhower. I think it was, what, 2?
2 for Goddard,
2
yeah.
for total penalties. That's unheard of on first week of a new season.
Especially with the new offense.
Absolutely.
But there they get the just mental mistake lining up in the neutral zone. So 2nd and 15. Sullivan going to roll the pocket to his right, keeps it moving, and finds an open man. And taking it out of bounds is Nick Miller for a nice gain to bring up 3rd and manageable. They'll get down to the 23.
Watch Nick Miller coming off the line. Look for number 5. He's going to find an open spot, little 10 and out. And he's one of the guys that Coach talked about in our conversation with him, that he's just continued to stay and continue to build. He's undersized. He don't care. He knows it, but he don't care. He goes out and just plays football for the fun.
Nice touch there from Sullivan on the move. He got it over a defender right in that soft spot. It brings up about a 3rd and 6.
That goes to that timing issue from week 1 to week 2. That pass may have been missed last week.
Sullivan just got the snap off, and Phillips meets the football. It could have been picked, but great job meeting it and taking it down to the 10. It's going to be 1st and goal. Boy, that looked like a pick 6, but Phillips came back to the football.
That he did. Take another look at it on the replay. Boom, just cuts right in front of the defender. Sullivan, that timing is right there again. Being patient, finding your open receiver.
And Isaac Pop couldn't believe it. He had 6 points in his mind, and he just missed it. And they'll mark it right on the 10, so it is 1st and goal. This is the opening drive for the Lions. They're ticking down towards 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Now a little play action. They're going for a little fade, and Kemper out of the backfield. Touchdown, Lions.
How about the big fella? Kemper.
And there again, what beautiful touch just over a defender. And you find the big man again, Kemper, 5'11", 220, listed as the fullback. gets the Lions on the board first.
Flag was thrown on the play. Let's see if we can see where.
He was lined up at the left wing, it looked like. Oh, perfect and great hands.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 3 on the offense. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So they're going to get Briar Rojas with a personal foul, and that'll back you up to the 25 to kick off. It will not be enforced here on the conversion try, which looks like a 2-point conversion in the swing and gate. And they will snap it. And an option. And then a pass. It is caught for the 2-point conversion. Only in this rivalry game are you going to see a play that.
Pull out the trickeration. How about this touch pass in the end zone? Timing is everything. Goddard getting on the scoreboard first. They lead at 8-zip.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Lions 8-0. They go 54 yards, get the touchdown pass to Dykemper, and then a swing and gate option pass for a 2-point conversion. Here in a little bit, we'll get another look at that play. That was, again, one you go out in the sandbox and draw up as Dawson McFadden. Now he's going to kick off from his own 25 due to that personal foul penalty after the touchdown. Looks like he wants to pop this up short, and he'll hit it towards the sideline. And then they're going to toss it back, trying to get wide with Null. A great pursuit by the Goddard Lions. Their first was Nick Miller. Now let's go back to that 2-point conversion. Scott, take us through this.
You don't expect this to happen. Great play by the linebacker right there. He comes up, seals, but no, he pitches it. Nobody out there on the wide receiver on the outside. Little pop pass into the end zone. Work to perfection. Coach Tommy Beeson pulling out the stops early in this one.
I tell you, it was clearly a lateral, and then the lateral man was still clearly behind the line of scrimmage when he threw the pass, so nothing wrong with that one at all that we could see.
Yeah, and when you talk about these two coaches and Fisher and Beeson, they know each other extremely well. It's not like they're going to get one over on each other. Look for Coach Fisher. He's going to find a way to strike back.
Well, I think he got one over there, although you'd get one over on most teams.
Yes.
So important drive here for Brexton Young and the Tigers. Young wants a quick pass. I like the call. Foot is out of bounds, however, with Trenton Taylor.
Little quick hitch in the flat right there. I like it as well. Good call. Got to get your quarterback comfortable there. Get him a couple of completions. Get him those quick outs, something that's easy. Little pitch and catch. Unfortunately, just out of bounds.
Totally out of bounds there from Trenton Taylor. There you see Young, a 6', 160 junior. Pappas behind Young there in the short shotgun. And now you're kind of loading the box. Pappas off the first man, but not the second. Looks like that's big number 26
made the tackle. It was Corbin Sullivan, number 40, makes first contact right there. Just got away from him.
And that's Cage Koenings. Expect to call his name, Koenings, excuse me, quite a bit tonight. And for the second straight time, we got 3rd and long for the Lions. Now it's a 3rd and 13. Pappas looks like he could be a receiver in this formation. Pressure around the edge, flags fly, pass for Nall, couldn't go down and get it. Now we're gonna have to check the flag.
It'll be interesting to see here.
It didn't blow the play dead.
And it wasn't in the area of
Illegal
holding.
formation, 5 in the backfield on the offense. Penalties decline, 4th down.
Mistakes. Mistakes.
So there you see the second consecutive 3 and out for Eisenhower, and they'll have to punt it away. 6:17 to go in our opening quarter.
Story so far for Eisenhower, self-inflicted wounds have slowed drives to a halt. Second punt in the second possession.
Good snap, pressure coming. Line drive low, end over end kick's gonna get a good Tiger bounce. And eventually he's gonna settle in at the 36-yard line. And we'll see the Lion offense for the second time. You mentioned Coach Beeson. This is actually the 16th matchup between these two teams, but only the 14th season because they have met twice in the playoffs. Goddard took both of those playoff wins and they lead the series 10-5.
Yes, they do. So when you think about rivalry games, you got two high schools in the same town. There's always going to be that sense of animosity towards the other one. But these guys know each other deeply.
Kind of like Mays South.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit later in the year.
It's not like they're in different towns.
Now a little motion and pitch back. And another big gain. I think that's Nick Miller. And we got a late flag coming in as momentarily Miller is in Eisenhower territory. And this could be a post-possession foul. You see Miller, 5'9", 155, sophomore, number 5. Excuse me, senior.
Well, you know, when we talk to Coach Beeson, we'll get the call right here. Hang on.
The result of the play is 1st down after the foul, after the penalty. Excuse me, sorry. Dead ball, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. 1st down.
Wow, you talk about self-inflicted wounds. You give up a big run and then something after the play. See if we can see what happened. Well, nothing in that shot. And another well-designed play, great blocking out in front by the receivers. I think out there was a Levis out of the backfield blocking.
I saw a tap on the helmet, but that wasn't. That was like, congratulations, good run. I got you. See you next time. Interesting.
And now you got a direct snap to Rojas, and you're going to go reverse to Sullivan. He's got a man wide open in the end zone, and Phillips in and out of his hands, incomplete. Oh my goodness, perfectly executed except the finish.
Oh my goodness. Phillips is going to have a hard time shaking this one off. Well designed, well blocked. Right on the button, right in the mittens. I think he heard footsteps.
Yeah, that wasn't batted away. Phillips just couldn't haul it in. I tell you what, Coach Beeson, he spent some time in drawing up some plays.
Definitely.
That's another great one.
Credit Nathan Martins for breaking that up in the end zone.
Now a little read option straight ahead. Sullivan in the secondary. It was stripped and he got it back. 5 and touchdown Goddard.
Brock Sullivan going back to the running plays. Calls his own number there. It looked like a design quarterback draw. And the C just opened up for him to get to the end zone. Great blocking, but also great individual effort, being able to put it in the end zone.
And it was actually that read option off of the fly sweep. Nice. I thought I saw that ball pop out of his hands at one point.
It definitely got away from his body.
And McFadden will try to tack on an extra point this time. And he bangs it down the middle. So 2 possessions for the Lions. 2 trick plays later, it's 15-0 Goddard in the Game Time High School Game of the Week on Your View.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
$15-0 Goddard. Rock Sullivan, the old read option. And remember the play before that. They ran the little trick play, the little end around, back to Sullivan, and pass was dropped in the end zone. You come right back, kind of with a basic read option, and Sullivan just breaking tackles. And I tell you, Eisenhower is completely shocked. They've run 6 plays, no first downs, and they're going to get another opportunity here. They need to put something together.
Well, Scott, you said in the open, transition, the name of the game, the word of, who could make the best of their transition. So far, Goddard has risen to the occasion, and Eisenhower looks a little shell-shocked.
McFadden going to put this one nowhere close to Pappas. Yeah, I tell you, the Lions, they are smothering Eisenhower in special teams, and we had a very late flag come in several seconds after the play was over when Taylor was down.
Could be a late hit here. And it's the personal fouls. It's the 15-yard varieties that are killers.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Kicking team, 15 yards from the end of the run will result in a first down.
Now you go from the 30 to the 45, right around that area, and boy, that's a tough break. But Eisenhower needs to find a way to take advantage of this opportunity. They got the best field position they've had here in the first quarter. Got to make something happen here.
I think you got to get that man there involved. He's had a couple of carries, but Coach Beeson, they basically said, we're going to sell out on that zone run on Pappas. He said he cannot beat us. And so far, mission accomplished, but a long way to go. Now you'll get Pappas, and a little crease that time. He dives across the 45 to about the 47 and gains 4. So kind of back to your bread and butter.
Yeah, again, just a little quick handoff at that left side. And again, they want to try to stay right over Salazar's hip. He's got the most experience on that front line, and he can really move bodies.
Yeah, Landon Salazar, 6'2", 270. And that was a little read, and this time maybe a loss of a yard for Pappas, as not biting at all. Everybody staying home. I think that was Gallegos. And also in there, Trey Wright, number 15.
Yeah, the big nose guard at 205. I tell you what, he is so quick.
It was a loss of a yard, so another huge third down, 3rd and 7. And Young, you got movement on both sides.
Got Laundry coming in from every direction here. Let's see who they're actually going to. What is it, encroachment?
Well, I thought a Lion got into the neutral zone, but I know the right tackle moved as well. So the question is, let's watch. Okay, so I think you might have offsetting penalties here, unless the false start kills the play, but in high school, entering the neutral zone kills the play. So this is going to be an interesting call.
Encroachment, defense, number 79. Repeat, 3rd down.
Okay, so Lions get the penalty on it in the neutral zone, I guess, right before the false start. That's a big break for Eisenhower. Makes it a 3rd down and 2 instead of 3rd and 7. And so first trip over into Lion territory as well.
That it is.
And a long count. I like it. And there's that zone run, and Pappas is going to lose yardage in there. Number 15, Trey Wright, was having none of that.
How about your nose guard getting action? If you look at Trey Wright, number 15, he doesn't look like a nose guard. Looks like a wide receiver, defensive end, maybe a defensive corner or safety. Doesn't look like a nose guard, but man, can he tackle.
Right now, up front, Goddard is controlling this football game. They had linemen pushed into the backfield in penetration. There was no chance for Pappas. And you got to wonder, Eisenhower here, if they're going to think about going for it, they may let this clock run down. Looks like they will, and use a timeout.
Well, you said it, Scott. That front line of Goddard right now is just dominating the line of scrimmage.
First charge of the half.
And if you're going to win a ball game, you got to win it in the trenches, and so far, that's exactly what's had on both sides of the football now, defensively and offensively. And then the trickeration coming out by Coach Tommy Beeson is something we didn't expect.
No, we did not. You think back to the last few years, that coming right at you, we're going to smack you in the face, stop it. Decided that they've got knocked out in the first round of the playoffs the last several years. They want to go further. Let's go back to the spread. And so far, so good. There you see all white out on the on the east side of the field. Again, a spirited rivalry here in Goddard. All these kids know one another and have met in the playoffs a couple times, as we mentioned. And do you like the call here? Go for it on 4th and 4?
At some point, you got to gamble. You got to roll the dice. And you got to find some spark. You got to get those guys some confidence. Picking up this 4th and 4 could be huge.
I think you go on a different snap count here and see if you maybe could pick up that free 5 yards. You need 4. Short drop, short pass is caught. Hayden Nall, first down and battling for another couple of yards. I like the quick pass. There was Irv Phillips making the stop. He and Rojas go both ways.
Definitely do. And just a couple of two-way players that Coach talked about that just so physical. Look at the Hayden Nall, 32 receptions, 588 yards, 5 touchdowns last year as a junior. Now really called on to lead this wide receiver squad.
And Gallegos nearly got his hand on that pass, but Young's best pass. Now back to Pappas and down in the backfield. Big number 79, Colton Hofer, just shot in there. And once again, Pappas, no chance.
Yeah, watch Hofer. He's going to shuck the block, go right by him, speed rush around the corner. I love it when the big guys get after it.
How can you go on a speed rush when you're 260? But he did just that.
That's pretty speedy.
Power and speed is 2nd and 13. And I tell you, the offensive staff here for the Tigers, they have got to figure something out up front to get Pappas involved. You might want to swing him out of the backfield. He's a good receiver. He's going to stay in the block. He got timing pattern. They're looking for Nall, and Phillips got a hand in right at the perfect time to break that one up.
Phillips making up a little bit for that drop pass in the end zone. Reaches up and slaps that away. Surely there's not a flag. Did you see it? I see a flag at the 40.
The result of the play is an incomplete pass. Holding, defense, 10-yard penalty will result in a first down.
It was kind of that stop and go pattern.
Correction. Still 2nd down.
So they're going to rule Nall was held coming out of that stop and go. Phillips can't believe it. And again, that's not an automatic first down in high school, just a 10-yard penalty, so makes it a 2nd and 3.
But it's the 3rd penalty on this drive on Goddard that has moved the ball down the field.
Yeah, a couple of teams letting the rivalry get a little too spirited here, I think. Getting a little excited now. They're going to go stretch off right tackle, and Pappas This time again, pulled down at the line of scrimmage, and we're calling Mr. number 15, Trey Wright, an awful lot here in the first quarter.
Well, he's very good at the nose guard position, able to shuck the blocker, 58 right there you saw, and then just wrap up, drag Pappas to the ground.
Pretty fortunate there. It looked like he might have had a hand up, grasping hold of the side of the helmet. So no gain, 3rd and 3. Clearly 4-down territory and an empty set here for Young. Going a little check with me now. They move Pappas back in. Got to watch the play clock. It's at 4. And a little read option. Pappas made one man miss, lowers his shoulder, and about a yard short is where they're going to mark him.
This one's going to be close, Scott.
Yeah, he's a good full yard short. Briar Rojas, number 3. Nice hard hit right here. Got him down, but boy, you see, and he took a big shot from Cameron Locke as well. And now 4th and a yard. And this is sometimes where I'm not a big fan of the shotgun. I like to see you go under center and maybe sneak it. And Young goes the stretch play. And this time Rojas found a crease and moves the chains down to the 31.
And I think that's the best call right there. Give it to Pappas. I mean, the senior running back got you 1,215 yards and 7 touchdowns last year. He's the guy you've depended on to run the football. He's your best weapon. Let him get it.
I like up front. He's just slanted everybody to the left side where the play was going. Kick out blocks. Nice job that time up front. The big boys for the Lions. Under a minute. Now a little play action. You got some time. Into double coverage, and another flag. There was some early contact. And your intended receiver that time was Trenton Herbert. And again, you're going to get a 1st down via penalty.
Yeah, Herbert coming up, limping, going to get help to the sidelines, but definitely pass interference call.
Defense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot will result in a 1st down.
Senior Elliott Walk makes the infraction here, and you can see the contact right there.
The thing was, he had such great position, he didn't need to make that contact.
Yeah, turn your head. You see the receiver look, you turn and look. When you turn and look, he's got a chance to pick that ball off right there and stop this drive. Instead, it's another penalty that's going to give Eisenhower a 1st down and an opportunity to score with the clock down to 23 seconds.
And Eisenhower in the red zone, need to come away with points. Down a couple of scores here in the 1st. Now there's that bootleg they talk a lot about. Gonna fire one for the end zone, and almost turning defender was Hayden Nall. He jumped in front of a defender and almost kind of batted it down, it looked like.
Yeah, I think this one's gonna go right through the wickets. Let's take another look here on the replay.
Oh yeah, right through his hands. And you do not expect that. Hayden Nall, a great possession receiver, the senior.
Still in the red zone, just 2nd down, got time to work with. Can run probably 2 more plays here if you're going to throw the football to the end zone.
I'd like to see Pappas used as a receiver here at some point. There it is. But it didn't work very well as Johnny on the spot as we expect. Number 26, Gage Koenigs.
Koenigs just read this play absolutely perfect. You saw the clear out. Looks like there's a lot of blue jerseys that got through a little bit, maybe a little bit too deep on that play, but Koenigs, how about that?
It's the end of the 1st quarter.
Big 3rd down will be our first play of our 2nd quarter. The Lions on top 15-0 here in Goddard.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of Elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Game Time on Your View is brought to you by Keeley Roofing and Construction. Let us show you why our customers voted us the best of Wichita for roofing, siding, decks, and guttering. Keeley Roofing and Construction, where quality meets integrity.
Start of our second quarter finds Eisenhower another 3rd and long. They're just outside of the Goddard 20. Young back to throw. He's got some time. He's got a man, but led him too far. And again, that was Hayden Nall. That was there for the taking and just airmailed it.
Yeah, he had the receiver exactly where he wanted to, just put it a little bit too far out in front of him. Nall couldn't catch up with it. Beautiful ball. The young man throws a beautiful ball. That's just not a catchable one, unfortunately, for Eisenhower. Now they're looking at 4th down and long.
I love the rub route. Nall came out, kind of rubbed off of the other receiver, and a little wheel route after that. Now kind of a no man's land here. It's too long for a field goal, even though you have the wind. And play clock is at 4. This is a huge play. You're going to use a timeout. Did you get one? No, the play did get off. And they're going to fire one near the goal line. It's caught for a 1st down by Braylon Lees.
How about Lees? Beautiful route. Watch the patience. And then the presence in the pocket. Just stay in there and then plant a ball and then take the hit. Right there about the 2-yard line.
At least like a human pinball there. He got hit 3 times and held on. What a conversion for Eisenhower. And give the big boys up front great pocket. Young stepped up and fired a dart in there. Now 1st and goal. And Pappas stretch play. Can he get to the edge? Cuts it back, lowers the shoulder down to the 1. It will be 2nd and goal. I tell you, it's been tough off the edge for Pappas.
Yeah, give Goddard credit here. The defensive coordinator did his homework on Pappas. And I think he's put together a pretty good game plan. Pappas is going to get his, but he's going to have to work for it and get most of it later in his football game.
A lot of humanity in the middle there. Pappas straight ahead. And boy, he might have lost yardage this time. He was at the 1. I think they're backing up a little bit outside the 1.
Hofer in for Goddard to make the tackle. Watch big number 79 just wrap him up. Pappas still churning the wheels.
I tell you, they are shooting the gaps perfectly. Are the Lions. Now a quick count. Young back to throw it, and he takes a sack outside the 10 from number 0, Micah Mayer.
5'10", 205 linebacker. Just blitz it. Nobody covered him. Somebody missed assignment up front, and Meyer able to squirt to and get the sack. That's huge.
Well, you go from 1st and goal at the 2 to 4th and goal from the 13, and that's something, if you were young, you got to chuck that out the back of the end zone, and you cannot take the sack there. And you're probably going to need to burn a timeout. Play clock's at 5. And they do. That'll be
timeout. Eisenhower, 2nd charge of the half.
That'll be their 2nd timeout. We're going to take it with you. Big 4th down play We're coming back out of the break. Eisenhower trying to get on the board.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Huge fourth and goal here for Eisenhower. Had it at the 2-yard line, big sack on third down. Now Young back to throw. It's got some time towards the back corner and getting a hand in. I think that's Irv Phillips again, denying Elise a second big catch on this drive.
Definitely, and a great job by the Young defensive back to come up and make the play. And it was a do-or-die situation right there for both teams. You don't want to let Eisenhower in the end zone. And for Eisenhower, you got to do everything you can to get there. And a solid breakup right there. That's just like you draw it up.
That was just perfect defense there by Phillips. Good route, pretty good throw, just fantastic defense. And boy, I tell you, that's a dagger for Eisenhower. You convert that long play down to get goal to go at the 2 and get denied. What a stop by the Lions. And they get their offense back out there, which seems like for the first time in quite a while. And they're by far their worst starting field position. And Sullivan hands it off. And I think that is Kemper, the fullback. And he cannot get out of the backfield. There was several Eisenhower Tigers there. And who was that? Number 44 was first in on the stop, Zeke Garcia.
Kemper is such a load. He is a tough customer to get down. 5'11", 215.
Second and 12, Sullivan wants to run it, and again, penetration. Jamison Turner this time, number 32.
Result of the play, the runner was down.
Ball came loose,
out,
but apparently they're going to call him down. So all of a sudden, yeah, Eisenhower defense inspired. Let's see, was he down? Oh, that was a fumble, Scott. That ball clearly out before he was down, and the officials missed it. Wow, that could have been a huge break. I did not see who recovered, but that definitely was out before Sullivan was down. Now 3rd and 13. Sullivan, well, just hand it off. And kicking it outside, looking for the first down. It's going to be close for Olivas. And he got it. So it looked like Goddard was more than happy to punt this away, but Olivas had other plans.
Well, biggest run of the night for Olivas right there, being able to find the edge and then get to that second level before he was knocked out of bounds. Big pickup on first down and taking advantage of opportunities. Should have been a turnover. It wasn't caught. What do? Come right back out, get you a first down, and let's go march down the field.
Now approaching 8 minutes, clock will resume running. Goddard makes a big conversion. Now straight ahead goes Sullivan. Bounces off a tackle, gets to about the 29, will gain nearly 5 yards.
I think it was Robinson, Andre Robinson, in on the tackle.
You know, Coach Fisher told us really the strength of their defense is they're starting 3 linebackers, Isaac Pop, Julian Gallegos, and Timmy Morinfalu. We haven't called their names a lot tonight.
Gallegos, for the most part, is about it.
Yeah, back to Olivas trying to break it outside again. Boy, look at him fighting for extra yardage, but this may come back where that flag came in. And momentarily a first down, but that's usually a hold where that flag came in.
Yeah, I think that's
Holding, offense, number 65. 10 yards from the spot. Replay, second down.
And unfortunately for Goddard, it's unnecessary. Play's already by you. Let him go and let your receiver do the work. But unfortunately, nailed for the holding play. That one's going to come back. And for two coaches that were so pleased with the discipline of their football teams, not causing self-inflicting wounds, it's come back to haunt them here in week 2.
We've got an injury timeout. We'll take it with you and be back after this.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Number 3, Julian Gallegos was the injured player. A little hitch in his giddy up there, but going off under his own power. Let's see if we can see. It's right here at the last. There he is. I'm not just sure. Did he get a knee to the head?
A friendly fire, I think, from his own player. Here he comes. Goes down, and then 6.
Got him with the leg, yeah.
Yeah, comes across and then tags him on the ground.
So 2nd and 10, you got bunch trips out at the right numbers. You're going to throw a quick screen out of it. And they're going to say that hit the turf. They were going to Briar Rojas.
And another flag comes in on the play. Did you see the offensive line? Every one of them hit the deck right after the ball was hiked.
Briar Rojas last week 5 for 71 in receiving, had a touchdown. And we've been getting Nathan Lind, our referee.
There's no foul on the play. Incomplete pass. Yeah. 3rd down.
And he'll pick the flag up. He's been getting a lot of airtime tonight. Yeah, that was just that's cut blocks all across the board there.
Just a little skip pass. Unfortunately, catching on one hop doesn't count.
Now last 3rd and long on this possession converted by Goddard. They got 3rd and 10 here. Sullivan's got some time. Pressured out of the pocket. Fires it late, and what a great job by Clayton Kane in the secondary to get around the defender to bat that ball down and not interfere with him.
Yeah, I'm looking to see where Clayton Kane came from. They got him down as, well,
injury
don't have him
timeout.
down as a position player right there. Had to come from the defensive back position. Did a nice job, probably from the safety spot, coming up to make the play there. Let's take another look at it. Great time of that offensive line, giving Sullivan plenty of room, and then
your injured player, you see him right there diving for Sullivan. That's Jamison Turner, number 32. Great look at the great play by Clayton Kane to force a punt, and good news as well, Jamison Turner will be able to walk off under his own power. So you'll force a punt into the wind. Well, Scott, we're just checking on that last drive for Eisenhower. 8-minute drive, and the goose egg stayed on the board. That was a tough one.
That was definitely it, and especially if you're looking at it from the Goddard sideline, you're going, we gave them 4 big penalties to keep them onto that drive. And for Eisenhower going, They gave us every opportunity. We didn't take advantage of it. We got to change something. We got to adjust at halftime to fix that.
Does McFadden kick this anywhere near Pappas?
I wouldn't.
He's back at his own 40. And it's a low spiral. Pappas, he could take that off the hop, and he will. Trying to make a man miss. Oh, he got to the edge. Pappas inside the 40, catches a block, and he's going to be out of bounds near the Goddard 30. You shouldn't have, and you're wishing you wouldn't have. But we do have a flag down. I think this is right near the end of the play again.
A near 30-yard return by Pappas. He is so dangerous in special teams. You can't let him get into space. That's exactly what happened. We'll see what the flag's all about.
Sideline warning, Eisenhower. No yardage assessed with this penalty. First down, Goddard.
So a sideline warning.
Sideline warning comes with a warning if you do it again. Well, let's look at what a move right there. Goodness.
Just a little hitch and go, and then he uses his speed. So deceptive. See, the flag went down before the play actually ended.
Yeah, I'm not so sure it wasn't Coach Fisher.
It very well
might have been a little close to the field. Oh, Eisenhower's got to take advantage at the Goddard 32. Go to the pistol. And Pappas, Gallegos got him down after a gain of a yard. Second down and 9. And guess what? We got 2 flags down across the field at the 20. It's got to be some extracurricular in the secondary. Depends on who now.
Well, 2 clean games. We've already talked about this. 2 clean games in week 1. Now they're making up for it here in game number 2.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense. Half the distance to the goal will result in a first down.
Wow, that's killer.
Coach Beeson not happy with that call. And boy, I tell you what, if you're Goddard, you assisted along that last Eisenhower drive, but got a big stop, and now you've helped it here again, down to the 16 with a first down. Now you go first time split back look. Young keeping 2 blockers in, so it's really just a 3-man pattern. He's going to take off. We got a flag down from the side judge in the secondary. You got to wonder maybe if this is a hold on the defense, and it looks like it is. So that would be a half a distance penalty if that's what it is.
Hayden Nail trying to get open down that sideline. I think they were going to get the infraction on 21. Giovanni Hernandez, I believe, is going to get buzzed for the infraction.
Holding, defense. Since it was a run play, it will be tacked on to the end of the play. First down, Eisenhower.
Okay, since it was ended up being a run, let's see if we can see it. There's your hold right there, the jersey. And I like Young here. Get what I can, get down, don't take a big shot. And now for the second time in the game, first and goal for Eisenhower. This time just outside the 5. Pistol look, back to Pappas, and down in the backfield. Well, again, it's number 15, Trey Wright.
Well, Trey Wright has been absolutely phenomenal tonight, and I think we've got even more laundry on the field.
Yeah, on the Goddard sideline, inside the 5, there's another penalty marker.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense, 15-yard penalty will result in a second down.
An absolute drive killer for Eisenhower. Watch your right of your screen.
Yeah, you lose yardage on the play, so you're going to lose the down and 15 yards, which will back you out to the 26. So you lose the down, and now you got to get 26 yards in 3 plays. Well, just didn't expect that after the week 1 lack of penalties. Now Young, little play action, steps up, has some room to run, and his ankle tackle down around the 19. And guess what? We got a flag late, and I'll tell you, if you want to believe number 7, Trenton Taylor, for Eisenhower, this one's going to go against Goddard.
We like to find at halftime at least 3 substitutes to talk about. throughout the first half of play, but penalties is not the one you want to talk about.
Boy, right as you saw Young going through the screen there on his run, I could see number 7, Trenton Taylor. Somebody had a hold of his jersey, but they weren't really doing much. It must have happened after that.
And you can see that expression there by Coach Beeson tells the story.
So the officials, this is taking a long time here.
After discussion, there is no foul on the play. Second down.
Well, that'll relieve Coach Beeson a little bit.
So actually, it'll be, I believe they said second. It should be third down. Yeah, they do get that corrected on the field. So where are you going here if you're Darren Fisher? Got a 4 receiver look once again. He's been going split backs mostly for pass protection. Play action, Young rolling to his left, gonna stable up and throw in and out of the hands of the defender. Number 33, Elliott Walk, can't believe it. He misses a sure interception and possibly a long return.
Boy, definitely. See, great job of the linebacking core getting the pressure off the edge. You got to take advantage of opportunities just like that right there.
Timeout. Goddard. First charge of the half.
Now you look at Eisenhower. They've got another play. They've got life still left in this drive. They got to find a way to get the ball in the end zone here. Yeah, you can't come away in this drive without points.
Again, I think you're a little bit too far out. They were talking 25 to 30-yard range. Coach Fisher was with us in the kicking game with Isaac Pop as their kicker. And definitely outside of that at this point. Just still so surprised. I understand a little bit of the, in a rivalry game, a little bit of the post-play fouls, but boy, we've had so many. We've had the holds, a little bit of the pre-snap penalties, and it has slowed the game down significantly as you see some of the students enjoying the great view from the hillside. I think that's in the north end zone, and Coach Beeson. Yeah.
Well, he's got that working class mentality look about him, doesn't he?
No, he actually told us too, this is the 15th year now of this rivalry, or 14th year. He has been involved in every one of these games. He's the only coach that has.
That's cool.
Here's your 4th down play. And a shoot one for the corner of the end zone, overthrown.
Yeah, another good ball right there by Braxton Young, but the timing just off. Need to put a little bit more air underneath it, but chalk it up to Goddard. Another good stance on defense. You come away with some opportunities. You knock down some passes, you get some key penalties, and you end the drive for Goddard Eisenhower, and you're going to get the ball back with 6 minutes basically left to go in a half.
Yeah, if you're Eisenhower, you've had 1st and goal at the 2 and 1st and goal at the 6. 2 different drives and still unable to crack that scoreboard. Had a huge 15-yard penalty against them there. And their defense got a quick stop last time. You know, Goddard wants to put together one of those drives they had earlier in the game. They're late getting out there. Snap with 2. Stretch play around left end. Another flag comes in. What a move by Olivas to get himself out momentarily across the 25.
Holden, number 10, defense, offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot. Replay, 1st down.
Self-inflicted wounds once again.
Well, this is a ton of penalties here in the first half. And these two teams combined in their separate games last week for 6. And I'd venture to say we've doubled that here pretty easily. And the first half and still with 5:50 to go. And now you back up into a, should be a 2nd and, well, it's a kind of almost a half a distance because the ball's at the 19.
Correction. The penalty's half the distance to the goal. Replay, first down.
So we'll call it 2nd and 20. It's about 19.5 where they're going to put the ball down. And Sullivan, low snap, able to get it to Olivas. He's dancing around and got back to the line of scrimmage where a whole host of Lions were waiting for him. And now it's going to be 2nd and 20. There you see number 22 there, Isaac Pop handing a mouthpiece back to Gallegos. Good to see him back in. Gallegos after being down for a little bit here earlier in the quarter.
Well, for Eisenhower, you got to bow your back right here. You got to find out what you're made of. Dig down a little bit deeper. Find a way to stop this line offense. You can't let them get on the scoreboard again. Not in this half.
Got with the spread motion behind the formation and go straight ahead, but great penetration into the backfield. And we just mentioned him, that's Gallegos. Gets Dykemper down right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 20. Coming up for Goddard.
And again, do not let him get behind you. Sullivan can throw the football. You cannot let those fast wide receivers, i.e. Mr. Phillips at the top of your screen, get behind you.
You got a power run formation. They're just going to send Sullivan straight ahead, and Eisenhower waiting on it. But you look at them ripping at that football. And the usual suspects there for the Lions, or excuse me, for the Tigers. You got Pop, Gallegos, also Jamison Turner back in the lineup as well. Number 32.
Sideline warning. Eisenhower will result 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
2nd sideline infraction, and this time that's going to cost you.
Well, it cost you. Giving Goddard another opportunity to try to convert this. Now it's a 3rd down, and they're going to tack that on, it looks like, to the run.
Well, 5-yard penalty is what, 3rd and about 12 here.
Yeah, a little more manageable. Yep. And I tell you what, if Goddard converts here because of a sideline infraction, you're going to be very upset. You get a little hitch and go, and in perfect position, and it got off the fingertips of Nick Miller. But I tell you, great discipline there by Clayton Kane not to bite on that hitch and go.
Absolutely. Like I said, don't let him get behind you. Play anything but keep it in front. Now 4th down, going to force the punt. And you've got an opportunity now as we take another look at it. Good air underneath the football. Just too deep and out of play, but again, solid defense.
And there is Braden Pappas standing near midfield. Last return went for about 30. You have to think they told McFadden, you got to kick this away from him.
I don't know if you can. He is so quick. He's going to find a way to get to the football.
He's going to let this one bounce again. He'll take it off the hop, and this time smothered near midfield. 33, Elliott Walk.
I think Elliott Walk laid the boom down on Mr. Pappas.
Boy, you would like to see Pappas, if he felt comfortable, to charge in and field that before it hit the ground. I think he's a little concerned about potential fumble as we have another flag. This is down at midfield. Hopefully Walk didn't get a little too excited there. There's been a real emphasis on that.
Personal foul, illegal helmet contact, defense, kicking team, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st down.
Unbelievable.
Nice. Coach Beeson, I about thought he's going to throw the headset off. Let's see if we can see it. Oh, they're saying Walk on the hit. Let's see. This will be a great angle. Oh, boy.
Got him above the shoulder pads. I can see it.
It's close. There was a shoulder into him, but you got to think that, I think on the follow through, the helmet may have hit the face mask on the way by.
Goddard, 2nd charge.
So instead of 1st down from the 50, now you're at 1st down from the 35. Again, just giving your opponent just one little more advantage each time down the field. And see the coach right there.
How many times can the Lion defense hold here in the quarter? They've held on Again, 2 goal-to-go situations on different drives, one at the 2, one at the 6. And have kept the goose egg up there, and still plenty of time here for Eisenhower. Again, they've got to be going back to the drawing board. Braden Pappas, other than that one return, so far has not been a factor here in the first half.
Yeah, it really hasn't. But time of possession, when you think about it, right now Goddard's defense has been on the field a long time here in this first half on those long drives. But they've been just self-inflicted wounds that have kept them there.
But where the Goddard offense controlled the first quarter, a couple of 3-and-outs for Eisenhower offense, so it's been a real tale of a couple of quarters. And you got that bunch trips down on the left side, stretch play that way. Pappas breaks it to the edge inside the 35 where he got tripped up.
Cameron Locke in on the play, number 6. Just great pursuit after the football. Able to run down Pappas.
Looks like they'll give him 3 that time.
But we've seen Pappas get to the edge and create big plays. Nice job by Locke, shutting it down.
And we go back to that bunch trip formation. And it's on the short side of the field. Lions were showing some pressure. They come right up the middle, a design run. And out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. Goes Brixton Young. He maybe should have cut that one up instead of bouncing it out.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the play on that. I mean, right now's the time to move the ball forward down the field. You got to find.
Oh, yeah.
Find an open receiver here. The pursuit by Goddard right now is just too fast.
Now a couple of downs for 7 yards. It's like Eisenhower having a little trouble getting lined up. Play action, wanting to go deep, and a crossing pattern dropped right in and out of the hands of Trenton Herbert, and he had some running room.
That he definitely did. If we get a chance to look at it again, you'll just see how much green is in front of him. Again, protection is there. Ball's right on the button.
Maybe just a little bit out in front of him, but you ask Herbert and he'll say, I should have had that one. Another big 4th down. And did they misspot that, or did they respot it after 2nd down? It's 9 yards, out pass, and broken up again by who else in this first half? But Irv Phillips, as Lease was out there, would have had the first, but Phillips denies him again.
And a flag down on the play.
In the secondary.
Yeah, Phillips has been phenomenal. And as a defensive back, he has been absolutely phenomenal tonight.
Well, they initially said keeping the offense out on the field.
The result of the play is incomplete pass. It will be Goddard's ball. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 33, defense. The penalty will be enforced 15 yards, 1st down Goddard. This will be number 33's first toward disqualification.
Elliott Walk. Let's take another look at it. Let's see if maybe we can see what that infraction was.
Well, he was, this will be a great angle. He'll come in at the left side of your screen, I think. Well, I think that might have been him coming in to scoop up the football. I'm not sure what
he did after that, but can't take away from the defensive play right there by Phillips.
Well, you would have liked to seen Lease a step or two back to that football. He was well clear of the yardage marker to get the 1st down. If he comes and meets that football, he might have gotten in front of Phillips.
Got to create your own opportunities sometime.
So now 3:04 left before halftime. Lion offense has stalled a little bit here in the 2nd quarter. They got her all spread out. Sullivan looking to his left, and he throws a pick. It could be a pick 6. Heading towards the goal line is Isaac Pop. Touchdown, Eisenhower. Exactly what the Lions needed, a pick 6.
Definitely. Isaac Pop read that perfectly. Throwing into double coverage with Sullivan right there. But how about the linebacker, Pop? Watch him read this. Here's the pass. Boom, steps in front. and then says, I'm taking this into the house for the pick 6. And Eisenhower finds a way to get on the board. And that was that for their energy, for the momentum, they needed that bad. Give themselves a little bit of confidence. They're going to be able to take that into the locker room.
And Pop to make it a one-score game. Did it get through there? It wasn't the prettiest in the world, but it just got through the uprights. So we got 2:56 before halftime. It wasn't the offense got on the board, but Eisenhower back within a single score. And they'll get that defense right back out on the field. They'll get a kick with the wind. One timeout. They'll be hoping to get another possession. If you're Goddard and Brock Sullivan, we got to go back, shake that one off. We're going to get another look at it. Well, I tell you, he stared at that receiver a little bit too long, and Pop just read it perfectly, as you mentioned.
Exactly. And if he would have looked that receiver off and then went back to his right, he had 2 receivers down the right side with only 1 single deep coverage. Could have been a different story.
We really need to get the story on the decoy there. It's I think we got it last time we were here, but memory slips me on what the significance of the goose decoy. If it had a little more dark paint, I could use that here in about a month. But
well, maybe they'll make one out of a dove for you. Or
well, I could use that one too.
Absolutely.
There you see the whiteout tonight. Hey, the stands on the other side, that's where there's people sitting on the hill. There's not any seats on the other side, and there's hardly a one here on the home side. What a crowd tonight. Witnessing a one-score game. Now you got a different kicker. I think this is Kellen Christians. And you're going to fair catch it. Boy, you had some running room over there if you were Cameron Locke. You fair catch it at the 20. It's just as good as a touchback. And if you're in the Eisenhower, you will definitely take that. Actually, it'll be at the 19. Sullivan in the offense. You know, Coach Beeson got Sullivan aside. Said, you got to shake that one off. You've played a good first half. Don't let one mistake torpedo that here.
You betcha.
But Lions are in desperate need here of something positive on offense. They're going to bunch trips out on the right hash mark. Stretch everything out. Go to Olivas. Bouncing off tackles and gets a nice gain across the 25. Boy, you would think he's a little bit bigger than 5'8", 160. He broke several tackle attempts in Eisenhower. They were talked about. Yeah. Do the simple things.
You bet. Diamond Monday comes in, number 16, finally puts him to the ground.
See how much clock you start to work if you're Goddard. Big hole off of right tackle. Trying to get to the sideline, and he does. Olivas will step out of bounds with the first down at the 36.
Gain of about 11 right there on that play. Second longest run for Olivas. He's got one for 14, and now that one. Eight carries so far on the night for Olivas. And about 36 yards to his credit here in the first half.
Yeah, you may get a little more aggressive with the play call. You got a timeout in 2:11. And Sullivan, little read option straight ahead, lowers his shoulder. Look at the pile, it's still moving. Clear down. As the ball was ripped out, was this called down? Or is this a fumble?
They're going to mark it down right here, it looks like. Let's see.
They're going to say he was down a couple of yards short of where he was stripped of the ball. We get another look at it. Just big, strong running.
Nearly a 20-yard run right there. Yeah, I think his momentum was stopped. And boy, just look at the big fella go.
We have somebody a little hobbled in the Goddard huddle. We cannot tell, and I think it's Sullivan.
Yeah, I think it's Sullivan.
We better get into our
Might be cramping up down there. He's kind of holding that lower leg. So, again, he had guys hanging off of him, jumping on him, grabbing him from behind. He is definitely toting the load tonight for this Goddard squad.
And we've got Aiden Beach as our backup on the 2-deep sophomore defensive back quarterback, 6', 170. He's over with the offensive staff. He'll have to come in for at least one play. And gotta wonder, tell you, it was 52 and raining last week. It was over 90 today. You gotta wonder maybe about some cramping.
And that's not what you want to see is your starting quarterback hobbling off the field with a lower leg injury.
He's wearing a right knee brace here in the game already, and this looks like he's favoring the left side.
It looks like that ankle's already wrapped as well. So, again, sometimes it pays to go down.
And they're going to go to the Wildcat. I don't believe they brought Beach in. They're going to put Rojas for a direct snap here. He's going to just try to go around right edge, and this is strung out well by Eisenhower. Maybe a yard. They'll mark it at the 45, 2nd and 9.
Nice call by Coach Beeson right there. You know, don't risk anything. Put it in a sure-handed guy's hands. Run your offense in the framework of what you want to do.
Well, we can tell you Sullivan's sitting on the bench getting looked at. I don't think he's coming in any time real soon. There goes Rojas. Oh, boy, did he get belted. At the line of scrimmage coming in was Julian Gallegos. Wow, one of the best hits we've seen tonight.
Yes, it definitely has. Gallegos laying the wood right there in the middle of the field. Take another look. Boom. Point of impact.
Number 3 on number 3. And now with a minute 28.
Timeout. Goddard. Last charge of the half.
Yeah, that charges you up as a defensive guy. You make a big hit on a fella. You stand up and you're feeling it. You're ready for another one.
If you're wondering, Goddard takes their final timeout. 3rd and 8 coming up. Remember, Eisenhower won the toss, took the football, so Goddard going to get the ball in the 3rd quarter. So this becomes a huge drive, especially for the Eisenhower defense, knowing you're going to be on the field first in the 3rd quarter. You got to come up, find somehow to get a stop here. Try to take a 1-score game into the locker room. We mentioned this isn't our only rivalry game. A little bit later in the year, Mays and Mays South. Going to be a fun one. We're going to get to make our first trip next week.
Yes, sir.
To Junction City, which turns into a very interesting game. Junction City and Northwest, who's got very high aspirations. Jalen Mason, a senior this year at quarterback, being recruited by KU and some of the big dogs. That'll be a fun one next week in Junction City. Blue Jays and the Grizzlies.
Big game on the road.
I'm curious to see where Goddard goes with this. Again, they've been just direct snap running with Rojas. Some motion behind him. Little toss sweep. And Olivas cuts it back. 1st down, breaks a tackle and more inside the 30. Angling, a little hesitation, turns the corner, and will be out of bounds near the 5. Oh my goodness, Olivas has been the best player in the first half.
Well, he got to the 2nd level. The big boys up front cleared another big hole for him. Take a look, watch it. Opens up right there. Gets to the 2nd level, turns on the jets. Can't tackle this young man up around the shoulder pads. And then nice hesitation move to get to the outside. Nearly took it all the way.
Now a couple of fullbacks leading the way. Rojas gets to the edge and battling. And they're going to say out of bounds at the 1, it looks like.
How about the individual effort right there by Rojas? Just didn't want to be denied. Let's take another look. Where did his foot go out at? There's the step.
Yeah, toe was out. That's a good call.
Good call, about yard and a half.
That's a great job on the officials. Rojas off right in, momentarily in. Now the flag is down at the goal line. At the side judge, I think, judging by Coach Beeson's reaction, he's saying decline. I wonder if Eisenhower lined up in the neutral zone.
Encroachment, defense, half the distance to the goal, replay, second down.
Oh.
Okay, that blows the play dead.
I'd say, well, you couldn't stop at that time. Run it again.
I have no doubt that's what's coming here on. You got 3 more plays to get that half yard. And if I'm Coach Beeson, I think I slow the offense down. I think you want to run every second you can. Rojas, this time in with no markers down. Touchdown, Goddard. What an answer, especially after Sullivan goes down.
No doubt. That when you look at when that drive started at 2:56 to go in the half, and just a meticulous drive down the field, and to come up with points after your starting quarterback goes out with an injury.
Just following Olivas and Dykemper into the end zone as McFadden. And we'll try to make it a 15-point game, which he does. And I left all but 47 seconds on the clock. And for the second time here in the first half, it's a 15-point advantage for the Goddard Lions. Now, if you're Eisenhower, you got to hope you can get the ball in the hands of a playmaker here on the return. See if you can somehow get into scoring position. Because as we mentioned, the Lion offense is going to be back out on the field to start our third quarter.
Give credit to that young man right there, Mr. Rojas, taking over in the Wildcat. Says, I can run the offense as well, too. But how about a great call? How about a great backup plan? Quarterback goes out, here's what we do. There was no hesitation, no thought of bringing in your backup quarterback. You go right to the Wildcat. You knew that was the game plan.
Yeah, I saw Aiden Beach over with Coach Beeson when they were working on Sullivan, so they were debating on it. And McFadden's been popping this one up short. And a fair catch called for, and making a nice diving catch there to save the yardage was Trenton Taylor.
So 47 seconds left. Scott, what do you do to try to get something going into the locker room at half?
Boy, I think maybe you try some, like a bubble screen or something like that, a safe completable pass, see if you can get null or lease or something. Maybe you break a tackle. You can get a first down, get out of bounds. Try a safer play like that. You just feel like you need something positive. Your offense has had those couple 3 opportunities here in the first half, couple of goal-to-go situations, and I think you need something going into the locker room, even if it's not a score, if you can get a couple of good plays here. Young against a 3-man rush is going to go down. And once again, number 15, Trey Wright, has made a living in that Tiger backfield here in the first half.
He definitely has. Let's see if this was a delayed blitz or he just came right from the get-go. He just worked around the tackle and got to the quarterback, Trey Wright. Impressive move. And now another flag on the field.
This is clear back in the defensive secondary.
Is that a defensive hold?
Holding, defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot will result in a first down.
So negate the sack.
Oh, that's probably about a net loss of probably 30 yards because you figure you had 10 in your pocket. And instead, it goes back to the line of scrimmage and forward 10 out to the 44 with 37 seconds. Eisenhower does have a timeout in their pocket. But boy, getting home with just 3 guys, you're dropping 8. Young, short drop, trying to go to the sideline, lofted it in and out of the hands. It goes of Hayden Null.
Good ball right there by Braxton Young. I like where he puts it at, gives his receiver every chance to catch it, and with a little bit of room to run. And just couldn't complete the pass right there, and it's kind of been the story tonight.
Seemed like Null maybe a little concerned about if he could get his feet in, and unable just to squeeze it to start off.
Ball first, catch the ball first, then run.
Now 19 seconds. And Young back, fires this one in and out of the hands of both a receiver and then a defender. They were looking first for Herbert. And then it went right also through the hands of Goddard's Nick Miller.
Yeah, let's take another look at it. Another pretty ball into the air, right through a receiver's hands. And again, I think for Ike here, either you take a shot way down the field here, or you just run a safe play and run out the final 14 seconds in the clock and go into the locker room and regroup.
Yeah, 4 receiver look. Young back wants a little slip screen, and it's thrown behind the intended receiver, Trenton Taylor, because there was heavy pressure coming in. You got to block for just a little bit, and Young had no chance. And now you're forced to actually, with 10 seconds, you go for it and don't get it. Goddard probably have a chance to run one play, so you got to punt this away.
Yeah, I think that's where you run the football right there, and just feel comfortable going into the locker room, not giving Goddard back the football. A lot of things can happen in 10 seconds.
Especially with Olivas as one of your return men back. This is a high floating kick. And Phillips just decides to get away with it. And that is going to take us to halftime here in Goddard. On an interesting ball game, defensive score, the lone score up there for Eisenhower. As the Lions are going to take a 22-7 lead into the locker room. Stay tuned, our halftime show coming up here on the Game Time High School Game of the Week on Your View.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
Do you want a full body workout that stretches, strengthens, and builds your cardio? Then I have a solution for you. Hi, I'm Leslie Sokol, the creator and founder of the Adult Dance and Fitness TV show for the young at heart. Join in with me weekly on your YurView channel and get a great workout. Check your local TV listings. Let's get fit together.
22-7. Rivalry game led here in Goddard by the Goddard Lions over Eisenhower at our halftime break. Going to welcome you back inside of our beautiful press box tonight. Scott Hogan alongside Scott Gurney. Scott, it was a game that started off so well for Goddard. Got a couple of 3-and-outs defensively and put together a couple of nice drives. And then it was missed opportunities for Eisenhower's offense. Couple of goal-to-go situations on separate drives. Couldn't get in the end zone. Got a defensive score finally, but then what an answer by Goddard to go in by 15.
Yeah, an 81-yard drive without their starting quarterback. Rojas takes over from the Wildcat, drives them right down the field. Again, big drives by Goddard. Line of scrimmage, dominant so far, I think, on the Lions side. But the penalties have got to be concerning to both coaching staffs.
Yes, so many penalties in the first half. Kept drives alive or killed drives, however you want to look at it, what team you are rooting for this evening.
Absolutely.
But where do you go in the second half? Let's start with Eisenhower to try to get the ball in the end zone offensively.
Well, timing's got to be there when you go to throw the football. There's been too many passes went right through the hands of receivers. Got to start catching the football. Timing's going to be a big part of that for Eisenhower, but you've also got to be able to run the football with Pappas, and so far been pretty well stymied.
Yeah, they have been stymied. It's a great effort tonight by the Goddard defenses. Here is our rankings across the state being brought to you tonight by Keeley Roofing and Construction, where quality meets integrity. As there we talked about, next week we'll get to see number 3 in 6A Northwest and Derby, that heartbreaker lost 22-21 at Hayes last week. And there you got Hayes at number 3, Great Bend at number 4. They got Buhler next week. That'll be a big game. Andale tonight, they were up 40-8 in the first quarter on Wellington after 104 points last week. 4A, I tell you, Andover Central didn't fall very far after getting shut out by Hutch. That's maybe a little surprising, and Andover Central still up at number 3, but that's where they got them.
Absolutely, and I think Hutch, you're going to see them make a run for that state title possibly this year. They're a tough customer.
Well, we talked about some of those week 1 results. Let's starting with the reigning 4A state champion Andover Central. We talked about that getting shut out by the Salthawks 34-0. That surprised you a lot?
Yeah, it really did. But when you think about what Andover Central lost last year, they lost a bunch of seniors that really made a difference in them. I'm thinking of the receiving core, of course, that big front line that had the quarterback. Yeah. Oh my goodness,
they lost
so many good players that went on to play at the next level.
How about one close to home for you? The 86th edition of the Cali Cup went the way of Arc City, 7-6. Rafael Varela's successful extra point. That was late in the third quarter, but it held up, 7-6.
It did. And Winfield had 2 opportunities inside the 5 to change the complexion of that game. Decided not to kick the football, and it came back to haunt them.
Yeah, there in the Metro, you see Free State edging Gardner Edgerton, reigning 6A champ. Gardner Edgerton failed 2-point conversion in the final minutes. Well, that was a great one up there in that area.
And again, 2 really, really good teams. And when you score that many points in a ball game, and it comes down to just 1 failed attempt on 1 play, we know it's never just that, but had everybody on the edge of their seats, I'm sure.
How about Hayes and Derby? You know, Hayes making maybe a little bit of a surprise run all the way to the state title game last year. Goes and it beats Derby on a late 2-point conversion, 22-21. Hayes proven that certainly wasn't no fluke last year.
It definitely wasn't. And then they got Choctaw, Oklahoma coming to their place to play. So, a lot of travel going on. And Hayes involved in that, and a great win for that club on the road. I know it had been a tough environment.
And one that got national headlines is our last one down there, reigning 3A state champ Andale. They led 40-0 at the end of the first, pulled their starters, led 80-0 at halftime, and their JV and freshman 24-0 over El Dorado in the second half with the running clock in the fourth quarter. 104-0. I've seen a lot of social media this week. Do we need a mercy rule in 11-man football like they have in 8-man and 6-man?
Well, it was a running clock. So, I mean, that's
but
about
just
as
for the fourth quarter, or
yeah,
maybe the entire second half. I don't know.
I don't know if that says more about what Andale is about, or it says more about what El Dorado maybe missing on their side. But still, an incredible amount of points scored in a high school football game.
I'm going to lean towards, it says a lot about what Andale's about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What they've always been about.
How about some of the recruits around here, 3- and 4-star recruits in Kansas? A lot committed to Kansas on there. J.J. Dunnigan out of Manhattan. Salina Central's Caden Snyder. Looks like Derby's Maxwell Robinson also maybe going. They may be uncommitted there. Hunter Higgins, we'll get to see them. Mays and Mays South a little bit later in the year. Another. Lawrence, he's going to stay home. Josh Galbraith going to Clemson, long ways away. Braden Wilms out of Free State. There's McGrath going to K-State. John Michael Fountain, we'll get to see him next week for Northwest Undecided. How about Arlie Morrell out of Pratt, going to be a Ram out of Colorado State. Nate Sims to KU. Drake DeBon to Iowa State. And then I saved the top of him from one Bend to another. Great Bend to South Bend. Ian Premer, I've seen him play basketball as well. They were upset in the playoffs by Hayes. You know they've got a mission on their mind this year, but that's a nice list. We're going to get to see some of these guys.
You bet. And they're staying at home. I love to see them going to in-state schools, and Kansas State. Of course, Iowa State ain't too far away, but really going after those in-state kids.
Well, the in-town rivalry at halftime here in Goddard with the Lions on top 22-7. We're back with much more after this.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't, and now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too, and when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction, that's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
Here's some of our highlights from the first half. Look at this beautiful fade pass over the top to the fullback, Dykemper. A couple of looks at that beautiful pitch and catch for the first touchdown, and then the 2-point conversion, the swinging gate option pass to make it 8-0 early on. And then that smothering Goddard defense, Braden Pappas for Eisenhower, just had a rough first half, and now you got the little read option by Brock Sullivan breaking tackles. The big quarterback will take it to the house for the second score. At that point, It's 15-0 Goddard. And you see Sullivan celebrating on the sideline. And the defense just continued as Eisenhower would control the clock most of the second quarter. Here's that great fourth down conversion across the middle. The Goddard defense would get a big stop. And there's the pick. This is the lone score as Isaac popped the pick six to make it a 15-7 game at that point. And he's got the Eisenhower crowd into it. But then after Sullivan got hurt, a little direct snap going to Rojas. And Goddard punches one in right before halftime. And goes back up 22-7 on top of Eisenhower here at the break. Let's go ahead and take a break with you. And we'll be back with your halftime statistics. This is the Game Time High School Football Game of the Week on Your View.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
22-7 Goddard on top of Eisenhower here at halftime. Well, let's turn our attention towards our halftime numbers.
Take a look at the rushing numbers. 158 for Goddard, 12 for Eisenhower. That tells a big story right there. Passing, Goddard once again dominant in the numbers. They don't lie. 209 to a total of 28. 8 first downs to 4. Numbers don't lie, Scott. And the scoreboard is a direct reflection of what those numbers do say.
How about the Goddard? Got to give a shout out to the Goddard defense there in the first half for those type of numbers, as that was a look at your Cox Fast Stats, giving football fans the latest stats courtesy of Cox. You can learn more at cox.com/internet. Here's some of our scores right now. We'll look at Andale again, 69-14 at half. Great one there in Hayes, out of state Choctaw, long trip, close ball game. Ark City not doing too well tonight in the third quarter, 35-7. And then Manhattan and Free State. Manhattan, boy, they're going to be a factor, as they always are. One more break, and back with second half action, 22-7 Goddard here at halftime.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
This is important news for people implanted with a spinal cord stimulator for chronic pain relief that malfunctioned, causing serious complications or even death. The FDA has reported thousands of adverse events. If you've been implanted with a spinal cord stimulator and suffered any of these complications, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you're eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Getting set for third quarter action here in Goddard. Scott Hogan alongside Scott Gurney. Our first of 5 weeks in a row with you here on Your View and Cox Channel 22. Can Eisenhower find a way to claw back in this thing? There's Coach Beeson trying to cut down on the penalties here in the second half, but it's that Eisenhower defense going to be back out there, as it looks like Kellen Christian's going to set up for one of those short pop-up kicks. He'll do just that. This time going to take a return by Cameron Locke in good starting field position, but I think the ball came out, and it's Eisenhower football.
Well, now maybe you know why Locke called for a fair catch the last time he had the opportunity to. And a big turnover right here. We talk about momentum swings in high school football. Here's a big one right here. Lost the football right there. And who got their hands on it? Boom, there it comes.
Is that out? Pop, maybe? I'm trying to see who got the recovery.
16, I believe, is the number that I see. So
Diamond Monday.
Diamond Monday, definitely right there.
So this is a huge opportunity. I know a lot of coaches, you get a turnover like that, you take a shot. You're on first down, and this is a bonus possession for Brexton Young in that offense. They're going to try to get Pappas going. He cuts back, broke a tackle, gets to the sideline, got a great block downfield, inside the 15 and inside the 10. It's going to be first and goal. And we've got an injured Goddard Lion in the backfield. Let's look at the replay first.
Now, great job going up in front. Look how far the offensive line has moved the defensive line. Springing it outside. Pappas showing off the skills on the outside once he got free.
Well, you had Trenton Herbert, one of the receivers, got a great block. There was another receiver downfield. I'm thinking it might have been Trenton Taylor. Got a second block downfield, yeah.
The top key.
A line and a sign.
A line and a sign. Where do I go? What do I do? That's a perfect example of it. Exactly that.
Well, you can hold Braden Pappas in check. He had that one good return, and that's good sight there. That's Micah Meyer, the injured Lion. Going to jog off under his own power, but here you go again. Scott, twice in the first half. Goal to go situations, 1 at the 2, 1 at the 6. 0 points. You got it this time, goal to go at the 7. Can you punch it in?
Well, for your offense, you've got to find a way to establish that you can get into the end zone, and right here is going to be a way to do that if they can get it done.
They're going to come back with Pappas. Big hole, cuts it off left tackle. He's down near the 1.
I'm going to throw out a guess here. That inside the locker room, on the Eisenhower side, that offensive line was challenged.
Look at the hole that time.
Oh, you bet. How about 56, the seal block on the outside.
Pappas bounces, stretches, and short, it looks like.
Illegal substitution. Defense, half the distance to the goal. Replay, second down.
Oh, and another Goddard penalty. This one an illegal substitution. So you get the down back. That's the big thing of that play. You would have had the ball in the same area. Now you got it at the half-yard line. Now you got Pappas almost lined up in front of Young. You wonder if Young going to just take this himself. He will, straight ahead, trying to go off the edge, and ankle tackled at the 2-yard line by Nick Miller. Boy, Scott, I'm never a big fan of trying to go lateral at the goal line.
Absolutely not. Put his head down and go right at it. Find a way to get in the end zone against the smaller player. But Nick Miller, coach talked about him, two-way guy. Found a way to make a tackle right there.
Well, now you got 2 downs to get 2 yards. No motion this time across the formation with Nall. And back to Pappas, who's smothered in the backfield at the 4. Bringing up 4th and goal.
Who else? Number 15, Trey Wright.
Oh, goodness. What a game.
So many tackles Trey Wright has made. But again, fighting off the tackle, or fighting off the blocker. Again, pushing it further down the line, keeping it horizontal, not vertical. There's a good shot of Trey Wright right there.
Well, you need to get the play call in. You've got to save those timeouts when you're down in the second half. But this is a huge play. Can the Lions hold for the 3rd time and goal to go tonight? 4th and goal, and you didn't.
Timeout.
You burned one.
Goddard, Eisenhower, first charge of the half.
And we will take a break. Another huge 4th down when we come back at Goddard High School.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't. And now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too. And when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
Nathan. 4th and goal for Eisenhower after recovering a Goddard fumble on the opening kickoff. Young back through it, looking to his left, scrambles back. He's going to be sacked. Number 40, Corbin Sullivan. And for the 3rd time tonight, the Lion defense will stop Goddard and goal to go.
A big roar from the Goddard sideline. Big number 40, Corbin Sullivan, right through the heart of that offensive line to get the sack.
There's been an amazing effort in those situations by this Lion defense tonight.
Oh, without a doubt.
Well, you had the momentum, you recovered the fumble, you get Pappas loose for the first time. You had this ball at the half-yard line. You tried to go wide with the quarterback. He got stopped, and Pappas got stuffed. Oh, what an effort. And Rojas stays in at quarterback. And he broke a couple of tackles and will gain maybe a couple. I'm trying to scan the sideline to see if I see Brock Sullivan. He's hard to miss. Big quarterback. I, right at this point, do not see him.
He's definitely not sitting on the bench right there. But boy, I tell you what, I know it's a long time before we pick an MVP of this one or most valuable player. But the Goddard defense right now is saying, you know what? We'd like to be up for that award.
Me. Pick me, I think is what they're saying. 2nd and 9. And Rojas hands it off to Olivas. He broke 2 tackles so far. And finally slinging him to the ground was Nathan Martins. And we have, I heard a whistle. Is there a penalty marker down? No, there's somebody banged up. Let's watch the broken tackles. There's 1, there's 2, and almost a 3rd.
Yeah, you can't arm tackle Olivas. Martins did a nice job of finally wrestling him to the ground.
And there we found him.
Yes.
Sullivan is on the sideline, helmet just partially on. You got to think he's done for this evening. And a big 3rd and 3. Eisenhower loads up at the line, bring a run blitz, and Rojas, second effort, he's got the first down.
Just gets it across the 30, and good second effort right there. And again, just breaking tackles. Again, staying pretty upright, using his strength, using his legs. Going to take a couple of Lions to get him down. Number 20, Jackson Reed, had him by the legs.
And how much now is Coach Beeson going to dig into last year's playbook when you don't have your throwing quarterback out there?
Well, I would think eating clock is going to be one of the big things, and now another flag. And
initial signals offside.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Well, if you're Eisenhower, you're expecting the run, and you cannot give out free yardage to the Lions, and you give them 5 right there. It moves the ball out to the 35.
No, another flag before they even got things lined up.
You saw Olivas try to throw something off the field, a piece of equipment or something.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Well, we move up 5, we move back 5, and it's 1st and 10 again. Well, the coaches are going to watch game film this week and see all of these penalties. And are going to be very unhappy campers. Now a little read option. Rojas takes it himself, but is tackled from behind. I'm going to see who got there first. Looks like that was 22, Isaac Pop. He's got the score in this game for Eisenhower on that pick 6.
Taking a look, watch him get from behind, showing off the speed. And again, going up high. Don't recommend it. You got somebody that's bigger than you, always take the legs out. Can't go anywhere if the legs can't move.
Rojas, he's listed 6'3", 220. He is
big kid.
Tough man to bring down. Another little read option. He's going to take it himself, and he slips an ankle tackle, but it's spread out really nicely to the short side of the field. And a short gain to the 31. And another Lion hits the turf, cramping. It looks like that's Irv Phillips.
You know, and we talked about that with the coaches, is what have you done to get these guys through the 3rd and 4th quarter? And it's like, well, hydration obviously has been key for them, but hydration you can't do the day before game. You've got to be doing that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just gearing up for that, getting those electrolytes in your system. Because on game day, if all you did was hydrate on Thursday, Friday night, it's not going to go so well.
Well, how much, you know, you come in and fall camp wasn't as hot as usual. You get to opening night, it's just over 50. You're playing in the rain.
True.
And then your last couple of practices this week and game night, it's upper 80s and 90s. Yeah. So how much does that change in the weather, that drastic change in temperature, affect your body?
A ton. I mean, those systems rely on liquid to stay juiced, especially those muscles. And when you're sweating a ton out here, when it's, you know, I think 88 degrees is when we had it at game time and on the kickoff. And yeah, you're going to sweat a lot of that out. You've got to stay hydrated on the sideline. You saw the trainers out there giving these guys something to drink.
So, and then he jogged off, and then I think he cramped again. Phillips went down right in front of the bench. as he got to the sideline. I think that tightened right back up on him. But now if you're Eisenhower, got a chance to get a stop here. 3rd and long. And we have not seen Rojas since he took over late in the second quarter at quarterback throw one yet. And they're going to go that toss sweep, work really well. First time they ran it around the edge, and a great defensive play coming up. I think that's number 16.
Again.
Yeah, Damon Mundy. This time going to get Olivas down for a loss.
Yeah, they really did a good job spreading this towards the sideline. Nice job staying in front and then making the single leg tackle out on the outside. I wonder if he's a wrestler. He did a great job of that.
And the flag apparently down.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 3. His first toward disqualification. First down, Goddard.
And Eisenhower shoots themselves in the foot. They were going to get the ball back, and an unsportsmanlike penalty comes in, and there it is. Something was said by Julian Gallegos. The emotions get a little bit better of him, and that moves the ball out to the 44. And back to Olivas, breaking tackles yet again. They have had a Dickens of a time getting him down, and he gains 5 to the 49.
Had a gain of maybe 2 when first contact happened. Was able to just strong arm through this one. Watch this. Just boom, busted off the tackle. Find a way to get to the next yard line.
You know, Olivas, a big game last week. 18 carries, 121 yards on the ground. 2 catches for 108 yards last week. High snap, give it back to Olivas. Taking tacklers with him, got another first down as he'll push the pile across the Eisenhower 45.
Goddard's doing this against a 3-4 defense. You got 4 linebackers, 3 down linemen. You got 1 guy that comes up, gets pushed completely out of the play. Once you get past and in 4 yards deep into the defensive backfield, that's first down yardage every other play.
When Makinich grabbed him, it was at midfield. He got to the 44 after that. 6 yards after contact. And this looks like a pre-snap penalty. Is Eisenhower offsides again?
I think offsides.
Defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
So the officials are going to have to ice their arms after this one. And right now, Coach Beeson, I think he has no intention of throwing the football. He is eating up time and yardage. Rojas straight ahead, has got some running room. If he can get outside, he's going to be close to the first down. It was just 1st and 5.
And Rojas looks like he's a little slow to get up right there, but it pops right up. It's going to be important if they continue on this drive that Eisenhower doesn't lose their composure and give them any help whatsoever. Right now, they're moving the ball fluently.
Yeah, Eisenhower's already done it once with that unsportsmanlike on after they had him stopped. And now giving up ground, and now an interesting decision is losing about 4 was Olivas, and this is most likely a hold. So do you take 3rd and 5?
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, replay, second down.
Yeah, I think you got to back him up. There you see this time penetration forces Olivas to try to go wide. And then there, Free comes in with the holding penalty. So now it's 2nd and 11, ball back to the 45.
Yeah, I think you definitely had to take the yardage there and move him back.
And it's kind of a 3-3 stack look. And they're really crowding the line. And Olivas broke 1 tackle and got to the edge, turns the corner, and he's got a first down. He'll be ridden out of bounds. Clear down inside the 30.
Again, watch the blocking. 3 linemen pull to the right side. Everything goes left. Good distraction. And then quick moving to the outside to get the first down.
Isaac Pop got caught a little too far inside. He was the edge contain, and once you got around him and got the good block out on the edge, that play was huge. You're going to say he stepped out at the 33. Now Rojas off right tackle, play blown dead. This time offsides on the offense.
Encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
My mistake. The first official pointed towards Goddard. And how many times can you line up in the neutral zone? And now you just give Goddard 5 yards to get the first down, and now you just gave him the first down. I tell you, Eisenhower's loading up to try to stop this run, and Rojas went on a hard count.
Encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty will result first and 10.
We unfortunately didn't start the game keeping track of total penalties. We've started doing some in the second half. It's already 5 on Eisenhower here just in the third quarter.
5 for 35, and I didn't keep track of how many of those penalties actually gave Goddard another first down.
Well, that would be the second on this drive because we know the unsportsmanlike did.
16th play of the drive. This drive started at 9:29 left on the clock.
Olivas trying to go off right tackle after initial surge. He stopped after a gain of 3.
Now, Olivas doesn't run to the back of his own man right there. And he squirts outside. It could have gone. Take another look at it. Boom, right there. Was trying to get it squirted outside, just couldn't get it done. Good pursuit right there by the Eisenhower defense to shut that down.
Zeke Garcia got a hand on him in the backfield, but that has not been getting Olivas down on first contact. Run blitz, Olivas runs right into it. They're just teeing off. That was Gallegos that time, number 3. And a negative play. So down to 22, it's 3rd down and 9. Boy, eating up a ton of time. Coach Beeson, you know, he's not going to be sad at all about that.
Nearly 6 minutes. This has gone over 6 minutes on this drive.
Rojas, low snap, going to throw it, escapes one rusher, gets to the edge. He's got a man in the middle of the field, and it's batted away. He had Nick Miller open, and way back in coverage is one of your linebackers, Julian Gallegos.
Injury timeout.
This could have been a disaster on this drive. You wouldn't want to end this one with an interception. 4 white shirts back there.
And I think if this gets by Gallegos, that could have very well been picked. Number 16 coming into your screen, Damon Mundy, had a shot at it. Now you got popped down.
I think if the name on the back of your jersey is Mahomes or Tebow, you could probably make that pass and thread the needle and get it. That didn't happen.
Injury on the field. We'll take a break with you. 4th down coming up for Goddard.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction. That's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan. for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
(22-7) Goddard. The Lions have a 4th and 9. There you see that was the injured player. Again, I think it was a cramp. Isaac Pop trying to get it stretched out. And now let's see what Coach Beeson does here with 4th and 9. I certainly think if you're going to throw it, get Rojas out of the pocket. Kind of give him that run-pass option. He's got Miller lined up as a wingback. He's going to pitch it out. Rojas is going to throw it. Wide open, caught, and a touchdown. Alivas. He finds Jackson Terhune. And Eisenhower bit hook, line, and sinker on the halfback pass, and that's a backbreaker.
It is a backbreaker because you set it up by having a 6-minute drive down the field, running the football, and all of a sudden you pop one to the outside. You don't remember the offensive wide receiver coming across the field on the outside. You forget about him, and it makes you pay.
And McFadden will tack on the extra point. And the Lions go up 29-7. They're in great shape. 3 minutes and a little change left in the third. What's coming up for Goddard? A tricky trip to Andover and Newton. Then they'll have Andover Central and Salina South at home. To Arc City, and then host Salina Central. There's some winnable ball games coming up for Goddard. Very interesting schedule after a tough loss last week to a really, really good Mays team. As here's the touchdown again.
And again, this is just a capper on a 19-play drive that ate up nearly 8 minutes of clock, and a good finish right there for the Goddard offense. To complement what the defense has done, the offense has been able to do things like that.
And here comes that short kick, which has become so prevalent. And this is going to go out of bounds, which I believe you get it at the, it's either the 35 or the 40. I get my college and high school
kickoff out of bounds, kicking team. Ball will be placed 35-yard line, first down.
So we'll be the 35 for an Eisenhower offense that, boy, they've had their opportunities. 3 now goal to go situation, especially, boy, that was such a game changer. They covered a fumble on the opening kick. Second half, got it down to the 7 in a goal to go situation. Then they had it at the half-yard line. And that Lion defense found a way to get another stop and then went on that long drive. Mark that down. That might be the nail in the coffin if Eisenhower can't get the offense here rolling. And they go to Pappas with a flag down. Good head of steam and about a gain of 3, maybe 4 momentarily. This has got to be some kind of illegal formation.
Sideline warning.
Sideline.
Goddard. No yardage assessed. Second down.
So sideline warning. And yes, we do have a new quarterback in the ball game. Eli Roboto, a 6'3" senior. Will take over at least momentarily for Brexton Young. Low snap. And Roboto fires a pass, which is caught in a great open field tackle by Elliott Walk after Hayden Nall turned and was rudely taken down a couple of yards short of the first.
Yeah, Walk is everywhere he needs to be. How about knowing where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do? Well, good form tackle, keeps his eyes up. Forehead right to the shoulder pads, puts him to the turf.
Well, Eisenhower is looking for a little tempo now. They'll check with me at the sideline. Pappas will try to get a couple of yards, and this will depend on the spot. The far side was a lot closer than the near side. You needed 2 and you got 1. I think really no choice here.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to go for it here.
Oh, and he did not get a very favorable spot either. I think he might have had a little bit more, half yard, maybe more. And there you got 5 on a hard count.
Encroachment. Defense. Yardage will result in a first down.
The hard count, I think you induced Trey Wright into the neutral zone. And a big first down for Eisenhower. And also, keep in mind, this is the last minute 35 and counting. They'll have the wind in this ball game as well. There is the bootleg, got away just in time, and another. Is that walk again on the tackle? It is.
Number 33.
It's Trenton Herbert down quickly after a short gain of about 3.
Yeah, take another look at this. Just looking out into the flat. Good pass right to his receiver. Boot walk is Johnny on the spot. Right there to make another great form tackle.
Roboto is throwing a couple good passes. And there's another good one. Did he get a foot down? Yes, nice catch. Right at the sideline there by Braylon Lease.
Yeah, we haven't talked too much about Braylon so far in the ball game. Going back to the a little bit more, throwing the ball around the yard here.
Yeah, nice job. Got the knee down and got the first down. Pappas takes a tackler down to about the 37. Will gain 3 more.
A little more balance in the offense. Change the quarterback situation. Throwing the ball around the yard. Some nice short passes to give him a little bit of confidence. Boom, change it up. Throw a run play up there. And linebackers were backing up. Defensive backs were looking into the backfield. Caught him off guard.
Back to that bunch look. Your motion out of it. And Pappas made a man miss, trying to get to the sideline, turns the corner, look at the speed, cuts back, and here we go. And it may come back. Pappas is inside the 10 momentarily. Now we got another flag and another one. One of this is during the play, 2 are after the play. This is one of the busiest officiating crews we have seen in recent memory.
Yeah, the white hat getting a lot of publicity tonight.
Again, that is Nathan Lind as our white hat. Got the rest of our officials. We'll let you know.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Both will be assessed. Holding on the offense, number 2. Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 2. That will be his first toward disqualification.
Wow. 25 yards in penalties coming up. I think we're going to have, they must have called, a hold goes against Lease, and then he gets the personal foul as well. Or probably, unsportsmanlike. So instead of 1st and goal, we've got to do some math here. It looks like we have got 2nd and 22.
Negates a beautiful run by Pappas.
So again, we mentioned our referee, Nathan Lynn. We also, on the field tonight, Jared Austin and Brandon Hyman and Braden Bischler. Our busy officiating crew. Bootleg right into pressure, and this pass, he had a man open deep, but Roboto didn't have the time to get enough air under it to get it to Hayden Knoll.
But Knoll's got to come get that football. I mean, I think he had an opportunity. Maybe he could have gotten to that. But the pressure from the outside makes you do abnormal behavior. 29-7 Goddard on top of this one against Eisenhower.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Hi folks, welcome back. If you or someone you know has been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you now suffer from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Rob, who should be calling in right now?
Just like you said, Paula, if you or someone you know have been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you are now suffering from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Take action and call now.
Start of our fourth quarter, Eisenhower 3rd and 22. Just shy of midfield. Romano against a 3-man rush. Flush to the left, squares up, crossing pattern with some contact. Lease hits the ground, but no flag in coverage there. Giovanni Hernandez.
Looked like the contact was a little early to me, but officials didn't see it that way. But now we go back to a 4th down for Eisenhower, and I think they're going to like the punt here.
Yeah, we have seen Pappas punt very little, but 3 turnover on downs after goal-to-go situations have limited the punts. And it looks like just 1 man back. That's a Levis. Good snap. And he'll angle it away. Romo Levis gonna hop out of bounds around the 23.
Good call right there. Good execution of the punt. Get it out of bounds and see if you can pin this Lions squad deep in. And I think you gotta hope for a big play right here from your defense to step up. Whether it's a turnover on downs,
you may have to score.
Absolutely. The defense is the only one has scored for Eisenhower right now, and if you can return that, another pick 6, great. But you got to stop this Goddard offense right now if you're Eisenhower. You got to find a way to make a stop right here.
And they're just grinding it out again with Brock Sullivan. Left the game with an injury late 2nd quarter. And it's been Briar Rojas just take over. And Levis trying to bust it out left side, and he's run down. It's good to see Isaac Pop back in the lineup.
Way to string it out to the outside. Excuse me, watch him push. Get it horizontal and shut it down from the outside. Strong tackle right there, number 22. Boy, we've talked about Isaac Pop a lot. Yeah, didn't hear his name too much in the first half, but really rising to the occasion. Here's the big question right here for Goddard.
Certainly moving forward to next week, he's certainly not going to come back in this game. And now pre-snap penalty.
False start, offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat, 2nd down.
So we're going to make a 2nd and 13, a 2nd, excuse me, an 18. One of the teams we will see a little bit later in the season, Hutch Saltocks tonight, 27-16 victory over Valley Center to go to 2-0 after knocking off defending 4A state champion Andover Central last week. Now Rojas, keeper off left end, broke the first tackle, not the 2nd. And he'll lose another yard. I think at the time, I think it was number 20, Jackson Reed on the stop.
Yeah, watch Reed come in from behind. There's the stoppage, and then the bulldogging all the way to the ground. Right there by Reed. And again, it's the pursuit on defense. A lot of helmets to the football.
Third down, and looks like about 19. I think Goddard right now with a 3-score lead is going to be happy to run it here, but offside is the signal. But I think it...
Encroachment. Offense line up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Replay. Third down.
Boy, what was the... a line and a sign was one of our keys tonight. I tell you, lining up in the neutral zone. How many times have we seen that this evening? And we've seen a couple, 3 offensive encroachments. He's going to make it about 3rd and 24 here. Rojas, keeper off left end, and nice job fighting off a block. But boy, all those extra yards. But he did step out of bounds, and that's good for Eisenhower right now, who will get the football back.
Yeah, with just under 10 minutes left to go in the ball game, you're down 29-7. You just got to find some positives right here to end this football game on. You got to win the 4th quarter, I think, for Eisenhower. You know, throw out the fact that there may be some second, third string guys that are going to come in and play here to wind this one up, but you never know. But finish out the ball game on a high, win the 4th quarter right here.
And that one bounced back to McFadden, a low line drive kick right to Pappas. He's going to take it down the right sideline, and it'll end up inside the Goddard 30.
Tacker made by who else? Elliott Walk, 33.
Well, he has been super active here, especially in the second half. And I know our watchers are shocked, but we do have a flag down. Apparently at the end of the play.
Return, holding, receiving team, 10-yard penalty from the spot. First down, Eisenhower.
Back Eisenhower up a little bit. There you see a fistful of jersey right there. I believe that was your call, which would have clearly affected the play, and it backs you out to the 43.
Well, the old statement, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. It's kind of way that has looked for Eisenhower tonight.
So back out at quarterback. Another series for Eli Roboto. Pappas off left tackle, got to the edge and broke a tackle, spun off another one, cuts back and inside the 30, he goes down around the 28-yard line. What a run and some second effort there by Braden Pappas.
Yeah, I think great individual effort right here by Pappas. Watch him squirt to the outside. He's going to set up another block off the spin move. Try to get back to the inside, but is taken down. But again, just the effort that this young man has been able to put out tonight. A lot of that negated by penalties.
Yeah, Trent Herbert, good block out there on the edge, one of your wide receivers. This is about where you would have had it before that penalty on the punt return. Yeah, Roboto, a little read option, takes it straight ahead. Good gain, and I think got his helmet knocked off by Gallegos, number 26.
And I think Gallegos took the worst end of that blow.
Coming right into your screen. Let's watch the hit. So now that's going to bring your starter, Brexton Young, back in again. You have to set out a play when your helmet comes off. He gained about 5, so 2nd and 5. Young, a little play action, and once null and overshoots him. Boy, had him open in the end zone and just a little strong.
Yep, just off the fingertips into the end zone. And watch the touch on this pass. Sets up a 3-step drop. Drop it in a bucket right there, young fella. Just too much.
So Roboto checks back in for the 3rd down and 5 play.
We haven't seen Roboto air one out yet.
Got a couple of plays here to get those 5 yards. He's looking for that wheel route and a miscommunication. Nall had turned to the sideline, and that throw was going towards the pylon. And it'll bring up another 4th down.
It seems like you've said that a lot tonight.
This Lion defense, they're on a mission. They want to put a goose egg up. Eisenhower's lone score is a defensive score. That Lion defense does not want to allow that Eisenhower offense into the end zone. Roboto, and he's got a man. Pappas out of the backfield. Touchdown, Eisenhower. As that Lion defense gives up their first score of the night, making it 29-13, gets us back to a 2-score game.
And wouldn't you know, they call on number 24 once again, and he goes into the end zone. Had to turn around, come back for the pass, but good catch, good pitch. Got to 6 points.
They put him in the slot, and you got exactly what you wanted. You got a linebacker out on him and not a safety. And Pappas with the speed. That was not a fair fight. And now...
Media, timeout.
I'm not sure we got a media timeout, so we'll take it with you before the conversion. 29-13 Goddard here on Your View.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Eisenhower leave the offense out there, go for two, try to make it a 14-point game. Otto, he wants that corner throw over the shoulder. Beautiful pitch and catch for the 2-point conversion to Braylon Lease. And Lease may have just got himself thrown out of the ball game. He had an unsportsmanlike earlier. And if that's 2 of them, Scott, he would be disqualified.
Yeah, I think that is going to be number 2 on Mr. Lease.
And if I remember right, he'll have to set out the first half of next week's game.
The PAT is good. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 2 against the offense. This is number 2's second UNS of the game. Therefore, he is disqualified.
And it's that with 8:30 left to go in the 4th quarter.
Wow.
But you cannot taunt your opponent. Great catch, rips it away. Comes up with it, get up, talks a little smack, and he's going to be ejected from the game. And then, like you said, don't believe he'll play in the first half of the next one as well.
Well, you know this crew is watching that closely because of you've been flagged for it already in this game. That's just something, you know, young man in the moment just lost his cool, and it's unfortunate, but you know this crew is watching it. Well, with all the flags, we've seen several unsportsmanlike. You have to know there's a zero tolerance out there, and Braylon Lease will learn from this, the junior, but unfortunately, I think that's the rule in high school as well. I think if it occurs in the second half, I think you have to miss a half. I know that is in college, but boy, unfortunate play there.
Yeah, it really was, because it really throws shade on the beautiful pitch and catch Oh, I mean, he put the ball on the dime, made a good catch. He ripped the ball from the defender because it looked like it was simultaneous possession of the ball. Goes to the ground. He's got it. You make the play. Walk off. Go to the sidelines. Enjoy your play.
This is going to hop and straight up. Olivas, great job, as there was a defender down there close. But again, you had to take that penalty on the kickoff. You got us to 2 scores, but now you're going to give Goddard the ball just inside their own 45. So again, the onus switches back to that Eisenhower defense. This was a 22-7 ball game at halftime. So each team with a touchdown in the second half. But there's life for Eisenhower, but they got to have a quick stop here defensively.
They really do. And Goddard, time of possession is the balance is highly unbalanced.
Yeah, how tired is that defense? It's not a big defense. But into the backfield, and they let him out. And Olivas breaks another tackle, got a block. And unfortunately, they're going to get Irvin Phillips for a holding call. And nearly, an official was reaching for his pocket after
holding,
the play again.
Offense number 4. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
How in the world does Olivas keep escaping? They had him 2 or 3 times for a loss. Boy, he just couldn't get him down, and he shakes another one. So the penalty was about 10 yards down the field, so we're back to 1st and 10. And there you see Irv Phillips garnering the penalty call. And back to Rojas. Breaks another tackle. He'll cross midfield down into Eisenhower territory at the 49, bringing up just a 2nd and 3.
Well, just looking at the numbers right here for Olivas. 18 carries, 109 yards. That doesn't count this last one. He got, I believe he picked up 10 right there, but big run negated by that holding penalty.
Low snap, and Olivas a huge hole off right tackle and down near the 40. And we may add 15. A flag from behind the play. There was a offensive lineman and a defensive lineman tied up in the backfield. And judging by Rojas's reaction.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
And that's going to go against the Tigers.
Scott, we talked about penalties. I mean, we've just kept them in the second half. In the third quarter, 7 penalties on Eisenhower for 60 yards. In the fourth, they've had 3 penalties already for 40. 2 15s and a 10. Just
100 yards of penalties just in the second half.
Just in the second half, and we still have 7:25 left to go in a game.
And that gets Goddard down to the Eisenhower 25. Now Dykemper, the big fullback, gets it faked to him, and Rojas on the keeper will have a gain near the 20 of about 5.
I think if I'm Rojas, I'm handing the ball to Dykemper. Give it to the big fella. Let him churn up some yards for you. He's a big guy to bring down. Dykemper, 5'11", 215. Big senior fullback.
I mean, Gallegos' helmet came off, so he's got to go out. Now you snap it quick. And leave this. Follows the pile down close to a first down. I think he's got it to the 15. I was surprised with the clock moving that Goddard snapped it so quickly. As everything time-wise in their favor. Now Goddard this time going to let the play clock and game clock continue to run. That is a tired defense, I think, out there. A little undersized. And Olivas straight ahead, ankle tackled. And around the 13. Maybe the 12.
Yeah, right before that play, 20th carry, 122 yards for Olivas. And that his 21st carry. So big night for Olivas. He's really toted the rock, but man, I'll tell you what, so much more he could have had if you take the penalties away.
That's 2 in a row. He had 121 last week.
Working on a pretty good average.
Yeah, Rojas, keeper, up the middle, broke a tackle, and he'll waltz into the end zone. The Goddard Lions touchdown. Which, if the outcome was in doubt, I don't think it is any longer.
Yeah, I think that was probably the final nail in the coffin right there. Watch Rojas work. Just a big fella trying to tackle him up around his shoulder blades. That ain't gonna get it done. But the big man taking over at the quarterback position for Sullivan. Lions haven't skipped a beat.
McFadden will bang the extra point through. A happy Lion fan base, 36-15 Goddard. We're back after this.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
6 plays, 56 yards. The Goddard Lions back up by 3 scores, 21 points. As McFadden readies for that short kickoff. And then he bangs it a little bit deeper. I think that is Pappas. Trying to get wide right in an open field tackle by number 23. Jack Myers cuts him down. Had potential, but that was a great stop by Myers.
Too bad, junior linebacker coming in on kick coverage. That's exactly the way you teach him to do it. Attack the bottom of the legs, go shoestring tackle, get him off his feet. Yeah, tackle him up around his shoulder blades. He's going to carry you down the field.
And last thing, if you're Goddard, you want to see was Pappas. And he was just about out in the open field. Had some opportunities, but now a long field. Eisenhower at the 27.
Pappas with 20 carries so far tonight, 80 yards.
And I would venture to say that had to be mostly here in the second half as far as that positive yardage. Roboto wanted to throw it, and he fires one towards the sideline and batted away. Getting a hand in there, number 21, Giovanni Hernandez.
I like the play call, going to the seam on that outside. But Giovanni Hernandez finding a way to get his hand in. This defensive backfield for Goddard, pretty solid. Think about what Phillips has done tonight.
Yeah, and also you had a couple of receivers awful close to one another in that pattern. That kind of converged everybody. Roboto, 2nd and 10. With the play clock ticking down. I don't think he sees it. Just got it off. Yeah, Pappas broke a tackle. Turns the corner on the sideline and out of bounds, I think, by the face mask. And that'll add 15 on.
When Pappas builds up ahead of steam, You can really go and...
No, actually, pardon me, that's a horse collar. Back of the jersey.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run will be a first down.
That was Giovanni Hernandez. That was the only, I think in that situation, Scott, you're not going to be too disappointed because I think if Hernandez doesn't make that tackle, Pappas may go.
Yeah, I think so.
He had turned the corner.
Yes,
Goddard.
he did.
Second charge.
And as a defender, you got to get your head in front of the running back going down the sideline. Once he was by him, the only chance he had was to grab any part of the jersey he could get a hold of.
Yeah. So we're going to take a look at what's forward for Eisenhower, barring a miracle here. We'll travel to host Newton and Salina Central, looking for their first win. I'll go to Andover, host Ark City and Andover Central, and then wow, what a way to finish the regular season at Northwest. So
discipline's going to have to be key, in my opinion. They're going to have to really work on discipline, or the penalties are absolutely going to sack this team's ability to score and keep offenses out of the end zone. And
the other thing, did you create a question mark at quarterback tonight? You know, Brixton Young has not played much in the second half. Roboto's made some good throws. What are you going to do there for next week if you are Eisenhower moving forward? I think you got some questions there.
Yeah, you bet. And the seniors brought those questions up as well. And we got somebody moving on the offense or the line of scrimmage.
Well, I think we got encroachment on about the entire defensive line, unless somebody moved.
Encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
That's one of my favorite calls when the center doesn't snap it on the right count and all the offensive linemen move, and then the official false start everybody but the center. When you know it was the center that didn't snap it on the right count. I love that call. Here's that bootleg. Roboto going deep and has a man, gets it through to Hayden Nall. It's going to be an Eisenhower touchdown. Wow, that was great throw. Roboto had somebody bearing down on him, and why not? We're going to get a post-play foul, probably coming on Eisenhower. Goodness, the flags keep it coming. Well, I tell you, Scott, back to the play. What a throw by Roboto with heavy pressure.
Oh, absolutely. Heavy pressure coming in on him. And Nall didn't give up on the play. He kept
the result
going,
of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense. 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
There's another look at it, Scott. Let's watch this pressure coming in.
Yep.
Great job. And I tell you, almost just across the fingertips there of Aiden Beach on defense. About had it tipped away. So now what do you do here? It's already a one-score game, so you're just going to try to tack on the extra point here. Or, excuse me, two-score game at 15 points. You're trying to make it 14 again with, it looks like going to kick this one is Pop. And that one is blocked.
So, and another flag flies into the air. Oh, my goodness.
Well, maybe they'll actually kick off from the 40 if this one goes against Goddard. Because we still got that 15-yarder to be assessed on the kickoff.
I've got 10 penalties so far here in the second half against Goddard for 65 yards. We've eclipsed 115 yards
was no good. PAT. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 16. It's his first charge toward disqualification.
So I think once you assess,
we'll be kicking off from the 40-yard line.
Yeah, you're back to where you normally would kick off now.
My goodness. 55 yards in the fourth quarter on penalties for Goddard. They had 25 in the third with 5 penalties. Well, 80 yards in penalties in the second half.
115 yards in the second half now on Eisenhower.
Yeah.
Penalties. That's,
and I believe we had more in the first half. It seemed like it, and I I'm sorry that I didn't keep those. But by the way the two teams played last week, so disciplined in losing games. They were behind. And they were making some mistakes that cost them, 3 fumbles in the ball game for Goddard.
Probably your hands team is going to be out there right now. And it's a low liner, and it bats off of Phillips. And I think Eisenhower recovered. And they did. A line drive, it hit, I believe, off of the Irvin Phillips. And don't close the door yet on Eisenhower. They got it at midfield. 2 timeouts and 5:06 left.
They've got a long way to go. But things like this give your opponent a crack in the door to sneak through.
And the Irvin Phillips is just trying to catch it like a pass, and it got through right off of the left shoulder pad.
Give the kicker credit. That was exactly the way you want to do that. If you're going to line drive one at somebody, right at the face mask.
Or you want it in that kind of in-between hop, almost at their feet where it bounces up, hits the knee or something. So got a quick strike last time. From Roboto to Null. Now some pressure coming, picked up. There's a hold in the backfield. Roboto down the field's got a man deep, and no flag there. Thought that might be pass interference. We've got a hold.
Holding. Offense number 52. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. First down.
And I saw that one coming in the backfield, but almost thought we might have an equalizer on the other end, but none in the secondary. So now you go back to 1st and 20. But again, Eisenhower had receivers behind the defense.
That's a mistake for Goddard. In this situation, you cannot let a wide receiver behind you. You got to keep everything in front. If they're going to catch the ball, make the tackle, but make it happen in front of you, not behind you.
You got to make them burn up a lot of time if they're going to move down the field. Roboto going to just turn and give it to Pappas. Pappas gets to the edge. He's got blockers downfield. That's back to the middle of the field. Gets the penalty back plus a couple, but there's another flag down, and this may be partially coming back again. I think one of the wide receivers.
Offense, 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
And so, yeah, they're going to mark that back to the 42. So we are back to 1st and 18. And negates another good run by Braden Pappas.
And it does, and it's shameful. I mean, you just hate that for Braden Pappas because he has run his tail off tonight. And so many of his good runs have been negated by penalties, something out of his control.
Now an empty set. Roboto wants a little slip screen, and that is sniffed out perfectly. And first there was Gallegos for the Goddard Lions. Or excuse me, Koenigs.
Again, good defensive stance. You see the guys did not fall for the screen, the slip screen out of the backfield. Stayed home, make a good defensive play, but kept the ball in front of them.
Koenig sniffed it out nicely. Now it's 2nd down. And I'll say 19 once again. 3-man rush. Man on man. Pappas in and out of his hands down the sideline. Oh, that was a perfect throw, but great coverage. Trying to catch a number of the man back in coverage. Let's see the pass again.
Roboto, good arm, right on the button. Hand contact on both players. Good no call right there by the official.
Taylor Cape got a hand in right at the right point to knock it away. In 3rd and 19. Roboto rolls the pocket, looking. He's going to dump it off short and get what you can to make this more manageable on 4th down. Reception made by Peyton Alford.
There we go, another flag.
And
flies into the air. Let's see what they get him for.
And this may be, judging by the sideline reaction on Goddard.
Personal foul. Defense, number 6. Unnecessary roughness will result in first down.
We're going to get Cameron Locke after the play.
Good tackle out of bounds. Great form tackle. It takes it out. I didn't see anything that would warrant that. Unless he said something the official heard.
Wow, I'm at a loss there too, unless that was spoken and not physical. And we were hearing after it went off of our screen, there was a late push as Pappas stacked up and will lose one. That time that was Micah Mayer.
Mayer's been a beast here tonight. I love his reaction, his enthusiasm, his fire that he plays with. Watch him come up and make a solid tackle. This is a hard guy to bring down.
I'll tell you, Scott, if you're Eisenhower, you need to be moving with a little bit more urgency here. You only have 2 timeouts with ticking under 3 minutes. And they're working well into the play clock.
Yeah, points have been hard enough to come by for this offense.
And then how much has Roboto been able to practice this 2-minute drill? Going to go play action. He's going to get belted from the blind side, or from the front side, but he never saw Micah Mayer, who just lights him up.
Just talked about him just a play ago. Watch him come off the edge. Didn't even see him. He could have absolutely lit up Roboto here.
Please put 237. 2:37
I
on the clock.
am impressed Roboto was able to hold on to that football. I saw that thing popping loose, and going to set up a 3rd and 20. And now you had to use one of those timeouts if you're Eisenhower. Got to regroup, got a couple of plays to try to keep this game alive. And what is coming up for us? Oh, I'm really looking. This is a great schedule for us. Northwest at Junction City. I think I did hear that Junction City won tonight, so we know they're 2-0. Then interesting, a much improved South team last year. I believe they went 6-3 last year at Bishop Carroll. Never turned down an opportunity to go to Derby. And boy, I tell you, that's a salty game. Hutch off to a 2-0 start. And then talk about rivalry. Mays South at Mays. I'm ready to see Maivella and that Mays offense again. He came in midway through the season last year and energized that Mays team. They are really, really good this year. Well, after the sack, big 3rd down and 20. And just a 3-man rush and a pass across the middle, nearly intercepted. Hernandez beating himself up, probably thought he should have had that one. And last gasp time coming for Eisenhower.
Yeah, I think this one hit him right in the mittens. Good coverage, cuts in front. Oh, it was right there, and he knows it.
Well, yeah, that would have had to have been absolutely perfect to get that pass into coverage. And now you're in danger of burning that last timeout. 10 seconds, you're not lined up yet. Two seconds, and you do just get it off. Roboto's got some time. Fires it down the sideline, back shoulder throw, and that is going to move the chains. You're going to have pass interference. We'll have another look at it, I'm sure, but that back shoulder throw, I think garners the penalty.
Pass interference, defense.
Yeah.
Definitely was there. Gutsy
Pass
throw.
interference, defense. They'll take the result of the play and decline it. First down, Eisenhower.
And actually, you have to accept.
Penalty was that? 5, 10.
Well, see, in high school,
Correction.
it's just 15 yards.
I got you. Pass interference, defense. The result of the play was an incomplete pass. Will be 15 yards from the previous spot. Repeat, 4th down.
See, that's not an automatic first down in high school, so you're going to get 15 of the 20 you needed. Coach Beeson was quite a ways out on the field there, trying to get the officials aware. So now Eisenhower just needs 5 yards here. Maybe some pressure this time from Goddard. Now they'll just rush 3. And an out pass. And yeah, there was a grab there by Hernandez. And this will give you the first down.
Oh, my goodness.
Pass interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot will result in a first down.
And Scott, I'm going to see another play and just see if we can confirm. Yeah, you were there all over the back of Trenton Taylor. Combined, do we have over 300 yards of penalties in this game?
Well, we just eclipsed 100 yards here in the 4th quarter for Goddard. 9 plays, 100 yards in penalties. Tack that 25 yards they had in the 3rd quarter. 125 yards in penalties for Goddard.
Goodness.
And 135 yards.
Oh, a double move. Perfect pitch and catch, and don't bury the Tigers yet. Touchdown at Trenton Taylor. On a little out and up, and Roboto threw the perfect pass in there. And now you got to kick the extra point here, don't you? Make it a 1-score game. We'll see.
You do.
Oh, just a great route. He sold that. Oh, I tell you what.
How about Roboto dropping that one in the bucket? Perfect pass. Before the receiver broke, that ball was in the air right where it needed to be.
So, yeah, you'll try to make this an 8-point game. Boy, now that timeout you had to use is looming large. Last one was blocked. This one is good. So we got a 1-score game.
It ain't over till it's over, Scott. Penalties be gone. It is going to be an absolute battle. That's why they call this the Roar on 54, because these two teams play to the whistle, play to the last second ticks off the clock.
We're going to get another look at this touchdown pass. Just watch the route. Sold it, and then Roboto, you love the air under that throw. Yes. Let him get out of that route and down the sideline just perfectly. And here goes our goose around the student section again. Remember the last kickoff, that line drive, Eisenhower recovered. If you don't recover it and you stop them on 3 downs, but just 1 timeout left, you can get it back with a little time. Boy, you'd love to have at least a couple timeouts.
Think of the difference in this ball game. Had they been able to score the football when they were inside the 5.
Oh, boy.
How many opportunities let slip through their fingers? 3 of them.
This time, Rojas. That one, not exactly what Eisenhower had drawn up. So Goddard, 1 first down can end this. And I doubt this is going to leave the hands of Rojas. And if it does, it's going to go into the hands of Olivas and try to come out with a victory. But you mentioned it, Scott. 3 times in this game, twice in the first half, once in the second half. Eisenhower had goal-to-go situations, and they even had it at the half-yard line in one of those in the early downs.
Yes.
And got 0 points. Boy, we talked about missed opportunities. And again, Rojas will just take it himself. He'll use that final timeout, remember. And boy, there was a couple extra seconds ticked off there. You probably should put that back to 2:09 or 10.
Last charge of the half.
So remember, you can run now minute 20 just in the play clock.
Please reset the game clock to 2:09. 2:09.
So they will add a couple of seconds. So Eisenhower out of timeouts. You could see them there. They were trying to rip, punch, and everything they could at that football. But I think that's what you'll do. You just let Rojas get what he can. Maybe he breaks one. We've seen so many broken tackles by the Lion ball carriers tonight. I think you keep it in the hands of Rojas and see if you can avoid giving Eisenhower the football back at all in this game.
Absolutely. There's no sense in turning back over. First down is critical. Got to get the first down, but like you said, keep the ball in Rojas's hands. The more exchanges you have, the more chance you're going to turn the ball over, and you don't have to do anything crazy here.
You're going to leave us. Got his head coach's attention before he went back. And he breaks tackles, tackle from behind. It's going to be 3rd and 4. And boy, that might have been a first down and game-saving tackle, at least momentarily there by Jackson Reed from behind.
The Eisenhower defense doing things right now that they need to do to win a ball game. But is it a little bit too late?
Well, first things first, they have to force a 4th down. And you need a 47. Here comes the run blitz. Olivas broke tackles again, and he'll end the ball game. Now, he got shoved out of bounds, so the clock won't run, but Eisenhower will be helpless to stop the clock. And now a couple of knees should put this one in the books, but that's another huge story. The inability of this Tiger defense to get Olivas to the ground on first or even second contact has been absolutely enormous tonight.
23 carries, 143 yards for Mr. Olivas tonight. Spectacular outing for that young man.
Not bad. He's got about 264 in 2 games. And Rojas takes a knee. He'll get that clock moving again, and he'll have to do it one more time.
It's going to be tough to sum this one up. So many opportunities.
I'd say if you were Eisenhower, when you make your trip back to home, but they're here already, it's still going to be one you look back at those missed opportunities, especially offensively, and wondering, how did we not come out on top of this one as your final knee? Did you take it a little early? Nope, you will. That'll be enough. And as Coach Beeson greets his team as they'll come off the field.
I think Coach Beeson is going to be happy they got the win. They came out of there with the win. But I think he's going to think we escaped with the win because we did not play solid football on all 3 aspects of the game. I really don't think he's going to be a happy camper about this one. A lot of adjustments, a lot of things that they're going to have to correct. They're going to have to clean it up if they want to try to survive AVCTO play.
And for Coach Fisher, we mentioned it, Eli Roboto looked awful good in that second half at quarterback for the Tigers. Maybe that's a change you make before next week. The Roar on 54 tonight goes to the Goddard Lions, 36-28 over the Eisenhower Tigers. Stay tuned for our post game coming up after this break on Your View.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books, Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Hi folks, welcome back. If you or someone you know has been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you now suffer from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Rob, who should be calling in right now?
Just like you said, Paula, if you or someone you know have been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you are now suffering from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Take action and call now.
Game Time on Your View is brought to you by Keeley Roofing and Construction. Let us show you why our customers voted us the best of Wichita for roofing, siding, decks, and guttering. Keeley Roofing and Construction, where quality meets integrity.
There you saw the Goddard Lions with the W on the flag and the W on our scoreboard tonight, 36-28 over the Eisenhower Tigers. Our play of the game, Scott, came very early in the game, but boy, it stood the test of time.
It did, and very unexpected. You see the swinging gate. How about Sullivan? Kicks it out to Olivas. Olivas into the end zone to Phillips. Very unorthodox, but sometimes unorthodox just work. Olivas getting it done, not only on the ground, but getting it done in the air as he throws the pass there. 143 yards for Olivas tonight, 23 carries. And Goddard finds a way to win, but that was an incredible play.
It really was, and that was the smart call of the game, courtesy of Cox Mobile. The smart way to mobile. You can learn more at cox.com/mobile. You see the Goddard Lions celebrating their 36-28 victory. We got more for you. Stay tuned here on Game Time.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books, Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
36-28 your final here in the Roar on 54. Goddard improves to 11-6 overall, or excuse me, 11-5 overall in this rivalry. And boy, I tell you, on the other side of the football, Eisenhower, those missed opportunities, 3 different drives, goal-to-go situations, 0 points. Of course, on the flip side, got to give that Goddard defense credit, denying them all that time. Great running back play tonight. Olivas, boy, he balled out for Goddard. Pappas came on strong in the second half. We saw Roboto play well for Eisenhower, and Rojas as well when Sullivan went down. A lot of storylines. Unfortunately, a whole lot of penalties are going to dominate a little bit of that too.
Yeah, I think both coaching staffs are going to have to go back to the drawing board on this one and talk to their kids about discipline, how to keep your composure. It kind of took away from the ball game tonight, the number of penalties. This game went a lot longer than what it should have. But again, 2 teams, rivals in the same town going at it tonight. Goddard Lions, tip your hat to you. You played good enough to win and come away with the victory tonight, and you can taunt your fellow neighbor for another year until next time this fall, next year.
You got your bragging rights for a year. I don't know if it's a rivalry, but it's a good one. Next week we'll travel to Junction City. I did hear they won. It'll be Junction City and highly ranked Wichita Northwest with our pregame starting at 7. And that is a week from tonight's Game Time High School Game of the Week. That'll be a good one. This one was as well. The Roar on 54 never seems to disappoint. Well, you've been watching the Game Time High School Game of the Week on your view. Goddard takes the victory over Goddard Eisenhower 36-28. On behalf of our entire crew, alongside Scott Gurney, I'm Scott Hogan. So long from Goddard High School, and God bless.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't, and now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too, and when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction, that's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
Rock, chalk,
Jayhawk, live from Johnny's Tavern, West Lawrence. Welcome to Hawk Talk with Lance Leipold. In the next hour, Coach Leipold will provide the inside scoop on everything Jayhawk football. Hawk Talk with Lance Leipold is brought to you by Johnny's Tavern, a great local sports bar from Raymore to Topeka with 13 locations. Visit johnnystavern.com for the location nearest you.
And Kate's Heating and Cooling. Service makes the difference.
Now, let's go live to Johnny's Tavern, West Lawrence, alongside Coach Leipold. Here's the voice of the Jayhawks, Brian Haney.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome into a special edition of Hawk Talk, because after 14 years, the Border Showdown is back, baby. Now presented by Storage Mart. We got 60 minutes to get set for Kansas at Mizzou. Is it Saturday at 2:30 yet? This crowd here at Johnny's Tavern, West Lawrence, making some noise. They're counting down the hours. We've been waiting a long time to get these two back together on the gridiron, and we cannot wait. And how about this? Your Jayhawks are 2-0 heading into Columbia. Another convincing win for Kansas last Friday night, 46-7 over Wagner. We've got Lance Leipold here, several special guests that we'll get to in a second. But, Coach, it's palpable. There's a different kind of energy in the room. Kansas, Missouri week is upon us.
Yes, it is, Brian, and it's great to see everybody back out here again. I know for most of this crowd, they've been talking about this game for about a year and a half, or at least 5 years, or whenever we got here. I don't know. Somebody's always brought this game up, and it's been more and more. And we've tried to hold it off as a program and a staff that play it 1 week at a time. But here it is. It's time to talk about it. Our guys are excited. I know they're focused to go down there.
Yeah, you didn't know it last week, Coach, but we had 4 questions in our stack before the Wagner game about the Missouri game, and we held them off for this week. But the folks have been thinking about this one for a while. You did a good job in making sure your team didn't have any look-ahead factor, certainly. But, yes, this is one of the most passionate and, dare I say, venomous rivalries in all of college athletics, one of the longest-running rivalries. So to take a 14-year pause on the football side of things has been difficult for folks that grew up in the midst of it and understand what this game is all about and what predates sporting competition between these two states as well. So a lot to get to there, a lot of fun stuff. And we thought, in addition to our 2 typical player guests, of which we've got some great ones tonight, we're going to hear from Calvin Clements and Trey Lathan from the offense and defense, respectively. Those are going to be a ton of fun. But in addition to that, we thought, you know what, there's an entire younger generation of Jayhawk fans that really don't understand just how intense this rivalry used to be and how intense it's going to be on Saturday when KU sets foot in Columbia. Why don't we bring back one of the stars who was shining the brightest the last time KU beat Mizzou in football, going back to 2008. The great Darryl Stuckey will be in the house tonight. Darryl's a humble guy. I doubt he brags about what he did in that game, Coach, but I'm sure others have told you the impact he had with the 2 interceptions, forced fumble recovery. KU beats Mizzou in the snow in walk-off fashion. Pretty special stuff.
Darryl had a heck of a game from what I understand. I didn't know the exact stats, but I've seen highlights from that game, and he's all over them. And I know that game was special to him, and I know he'll give everyone a great insight. And I'm sure I'll even learn more about it through his interview.
And this was a great idea that you cooked up, and we thought, what a great way to remind folks that were there in 2008, but also, as I said, educate a younger Jayhawk generation of just how important this game is. And that's something you've been doing with your team throughout the week, I understand. Were there some special measures taken?
Yeah, we've given them some history about where this rivalry started and what's happened through the years. And again, trying to keep it in perspective for our guys, though. It's about our focus, our preparation, our effort, going out there and playing our best football to date, because we're going to have to play our best football of this year to win this football game. And they understand that, and they understand and have respect for the opponent, but we're excited about the opportunity to go to Columbia.
Love that approach, no doubt. How good a football did you play last Friday night? In grading the film in all 3 phases, what did you like?
I think it went pretty much the way we wanted, is what we'd hoped it would go through. Got a lot of guys in the game. I think it was up to 88 different players got in the game. So it was great to get guys their first opportunities for many of them. I thought we controlled the ball in many different ways, had explosive plays. Probably as a coach, you look at the 3 plays that you might be slightly disappointed with was the 4th down catch and conversion for a touchdown for them, and then the interception right before the half, and then the fumble going into the end zone on fourth down. If we lose the turnover battle, but everything else, we didn't have any negative yardage plays. We cut back on penalties. The amount of negative plays our defense created, things like that. I thought overall it was the dominating performance that we strive for.
Absolutely it was. And offensively, coming off a big week in which your quarterback in week 1, or week 0, I should say, was the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week. Another strong performance, but in reading between the lines with Jim Zabrowski talking to the media yesterday, it sounds like that late first half interception is partly why JD and company came out for the first drive of the third quarter.
Yeah, it definitely was. If we were able to punch another touchdown in before the half, we would have made some of the substitutions that you saw after the long touchdown to Emmanuel and started getting more guys in the game. But I think it was a 2-play drive, so we're still able to get guys in. We didn't want Jalen to end his game on that throw on that series, so we said we'd go at least one more with them, and of course they took care of business, and then we were able to put Cole in.
And you read my mind as to where I was going that. So one extra drive meant 49 extra seconds, 2 plays, 62 yards over the top. How special was that TD hook up to Emmanuel Henderson?
I knew you'd give me the down to the second there, Brian. I didn't know exactly what it was, but it was, just one more, and of course, at a certain time of a game, you want to keep guys fresh for the next week. You want to get through it injury-free, all those type of things. And sometimes you don't want to get greedy with the scoreboard or what's happening, but you do want to get guys out of the game after having success.
And Emmanuel Henderson ended up being one of the more statistical standout players in Week 2. Week 1, Cam Pickett led the way on targets and stats. Week 2, it's Henderson, 6 catches, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns, and I think Jayhawk fans got a real feel for that explosive play capability of Henderson.
Yeah, you can start to see Emmanuel's feeling more and more comfortable each and every day in this program, in this offense. You can see his ability to run past people. But the thing that's been impressive, he's making a lot of contested catches, a lot of things that I know he's worked awfully hard on, and he can be the type of receiver that we need, is big plays, things like that. And you mentioned Cam Pickett last week, Emmanuel this last one. Who knows? There could be another one in that receiving core that will step up with a big game this week, because we really have some nice depth there.
Absolutely, and that's kind of the way it went in the first half last Friday night. First 3 touchdowns of the game to 3 different targets, spreading the ball around. Another game in which you had double-digit receiving targets for Jalen Daniels. And then defensively, second consecutive week of holding the opposition to just 7 points. And there were several standout guys, one of which is in the room tonight, Trey